Oh, okay, there we go. All right, welcome to the Spider Puff Arcade. I am Gordon. I'm here with Blanc and Magpie, and we're back at it in Echo. Let's change the scene. There we go. So, oh wait, I have to turn on the display capture. There we go. So this is the chapter select menu. Oh, hold on, the stupid thing. There we go. So yeah, no, we have the chapter select menu. So rather than, just go through the beginning, and apparently that first choice we got at the theme park was just purely illusionary. We're just gonna start off right here and make our choice. I don't know if I want to do this. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do this on stream, but I discovered that Chase has 7 vignettes about that are little short stories about some of the characters. I don't know if I want to do that on stream or not, but like, oh boy, reading what some of these were, or was it the plot summaries of them? I'm just like, and a lot of them
can't be that bad.
I don't think they're that bad, but I think they have the. I'm afraid that they're gonna foreshadow or add a new layer to like the characters that I hadn't taken into consideration. Like TJ going on a date, I cannot fucking imagine how that would go, but I can't imagine that it would go well. I mean, at the worst, I don't think it'd be disastrous, but worst case scenario, it's really boring and it makes him, think about himself and how like he doesn't that he might not have like the social skills or the self-awareness of like a young adult life that his friends have, or like that sense of independence. All right, so yeah, we're going here. Gonna be a lot of clicking because we're just gonna go straight towards the choice. Yeah, no, come on, let us go. There we go. Yeah. Been here, done that. The lake is fucking awful. Our friends are now fighting. This sucks.
They can hit the skip button.
Is there? Oh, right here. Perfect. Wow, look at it go!
Alright, boom.
All right, we're gonna sit with Carl.
I feel like we needed a slight bit of context of like what's happening before this, but
all right. Well, I mean, if you're just joining me or you're just watching this, on my YouTube channel and haven't seen the others, we're playing Echo. It's about a group of friends reuniting after not seeing each other for a couple of years, and they all have issues. And one of those issues is that they all had a friend who died at this very lake that, we're like a quarter mile away from. The friend Flynn, who took the death of the friend whose name was Sydney, Flynn took Sydney's death really bad, and and he's carried that like grief without any closure. He's a little paranoid that his friends might have seen what actually happened, and it haunts him to this day. Like, poor Flynn just wants closure, but like, it was a very traumatic event for everyone, and the only 2 that witnessed it don't really remember anything. And I don't know if that's for better or good, but we're gonna sit with Carl because I'm not even sure if we can do Flynn's path on stream. I should probably make like a saucy like scene card for like, oh no, you don't want to know what's happening behind these curtains. I might just live tweet the thing and just play it with you two. You know what? That actually sounds like a better idea. All right. So anyway, sit with Carl. I'm tired and I feel awful. I just don't have it in me to chase everyone down right now. Len's back off to Echo, and it looks like Leo went after TJ, but I can't imagine the Link wants all of us crowding around him right now. I sigh, rubbing my face before I sit down on the lawn chair next to Carl. He looks over me slowly, lowering what's definitely a joint from his mouth. That's the one thing I don't like either, is that he does joints. I would not be able to hang out with Carl.
I will let you know this route, there's constant dialogue between Carl, Chase, Jenna, and a new character you haven't met yet.
Oh God! So, just every character.
I can definitely like help.
If I start getting tired, I'll tag you in.
Okay.
It'll be like, okay, because we streamed Monster Prom yesterday. I get tired doing readings. Which, as I looked it up and I'm like, oh yeah, no. a lot of streamers on like Reddit or like, you know, any streaming community that looks out to answer questions for anyone who's new to it will say, yeah, no, it's actually really hard to keep a conversation while, you know, streaming and playing a game. It requires a lot of focus, and then that requires a lot of energy. So you can absolutely get tired doing it, and that's what happened when me and Blanc were playing Monster Prom 2 Monster Camp yesterday. When I tagged you in to take over, I ended up like not getting tired. I ended up started waking up again and feeling fine.
Yeah, that's how I was gonna suggest. Maybe you want me to take over like Carl's and new guys' voice lines.
I
and
like
you wanna
reading
stick
Carl though. Can you take over Jenna and the new guy then?
Yeah, sure.
I'll keep chasing Carl.
Alrighty.
Cause like I
can
like
do
Carl. Oh god, we finally got to that point.
that.
It looks
Alright.
like I actually bought because he has a short sleeve hoodie. I bought a sleeveless hoodie. It's coming in today. I'm excited.
Ooh.
And then I love wearing bandanas. I mean, as much as I like THC, I only do it if I want to sleep or do it socially. And again,
so bad
I
for
kept,
buying clothes.
oh yeah, because you have no fashion sense. And I'm not saying Mags buys bad clothes. Mags literally has no basis or foundation for like a sense of fashion or anything, so he just never knows what to fucking buy. At the very least though, you're always presentable. Because I have friends with bad sense of fashion. And I guess I could rope myself in with them too, because I love retro wave fashion and vaporwave fashion. But like, it's a look.
But you have a sense of fashion.
I guess. Even if it is questionable. Alright, let's see. He looks over to me, lowering what's definitely a joint in his mouth. Oh yeah, I already read that. Yeah, like I like wearing bandanas too. But I don't mind. I do though. I make a go-on gesture with my paw. Carl shakes his head though, pushing the disheveled tube back into his front pocket.
He's considerate.
Nah, I always kind of feel like a dick when the other guy isn't into it. Want me to leave? He shakes his head with a quick flick of his horns. Nah, man, I just do it when there's nothing else to do. Ah. Fuck, I'm already starting to feel for the guy.
Hmm.
If I'm in an environment where THC and alcohol is available and I'm with someone who doesn't want to do it, I will set it aside and just chill with you.
Yeah.
But if they're doing it for designated driver reasons, it's just like, cool, I'm gonna go get wasted and crossfaded later. There's a moment of silence, and I feel a little pressure to break it since I'm the one who interrupted his bake session. I actually tried a few years ago. Oh man, was that what one of the vignettes was?
Who knows? Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh, that might be. I think that might be Route 65 if I read the wiki correctly.
Oh.
Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Alright, let's
Could be
see.
wrong though.
Carl looks surprised. Oh really? How was it? I shrug. Pretty bad. Was it a muffin, I think? A muffin?
Edibles.
Here's the thing though, like, well, okay. Let me tell you about the worst time the worst high I ever got.
It's gonna be a lot of drug stories in this episode.
Well, here's the thing. Like, oh God, I was so disappointed in myself too, because I broke my number 1 rule, and that is if you're doing an edible, never eat the whole thing. Never, under any circumstance, eat the whole thing. You take a bite, maybe even a quarter. Wait 20 minutes, and if you're not feeling anything, maybe take another like half or even a little piece. But don't eat the whole fucking thing in one sitting. That's what I fucking did. I was just like, I ain't feeling shit, and it's been like half an hour already. I was gonna have another one. Yeah, no, but see, I had 2. And then I was just like, whoa! So here's where it got really bad though, because I was just like, you know, I'm super high. I could probably get a high a little bit more. Maybe that'll help me sleep. And I have a vape pen, which I don't use because the oil in it is this it's this strand called OG Donna, and Donna is a bitch. Donna feels like huffing burnt pine resin. So I usually don't do it unless if I'm drunk or already previously high. Well, I shouldn't have took that hit because that sent me even higher. And what was happening is as I was seeing things happen in front of me in real time, I would try to remember what I did a few seconds ago, and the memory would completely get warped. Like my dining room table has like a white floor, and I just went to the kitchen to get some water and came back. But when I tried to remember it, it felt like I was on a wooden boat on a white sea for what felt like 500 years. So I was just like, I don't think I ever want to get this high again. So Chase being in a muffin, Chase, I was lost at sea for 500 years. Carl makes a face at that. Edibles. Yeah, well, I ended up eating one. Didn't feel anything. Oh God, he did the same mistake I did. Didn't feel anything for a month. Thing I know, I'm face down on the floor and everyone's freaking out.
Oh my God.
Shit, that sucks. Oh, I'm like, damn it! I'm liking him. He's genuinely, because he genuinely feels bad that he had a bad experience with something that brings him joy. I do that a lot myself. It was kind of funny, but I don't think I'll ever try it again. Carl pulls up the joint out of his pocket and holds it up. So you should use one of these. It's easier on the brain. Yeah, well, I guess I don't like the idea of putting smoke in my lungs. Carl puts the joint back into his pocket. I get that. Oh, God, you're so sad. I'm so sorry. Again, I was hoping there'd be like a little lightning up here, but you know, Flynn just tore everyone to fucking shreds.
Yep.
Except for Jenna, because I honestly don't get the holier than thou vibe that Flynn claims Jenna has. Jenna has never seemed that she has never presented to me that she thinks she's better than anyone other than Leo. And just Leo. Again, there's a few seconds of silence.
But everybody is. So
yeah,
wrong.
There's a few seconds of silence, and I try to think of something to say, but Carl beats me to it. Crazy as shit, huh? Oh, is this his theme? No, it's not. This is really?
Technically, yes. This is the diner theme.
Yeah, no, this is the dive bar theme I've heard every so often.
It's kind of like a chill vibe.
Yeah. I assume he's talking about what just happened. Yeah, crazy. But you know how he is. He's regretting everything right now. Well, I guess I'd rather he just wouldn't say it in the first place. They said the TJ man, he picks on him a lot, but that was crossing the line. Carl scratches behind one of his horns and then rubs his nose.
What did he say again? Because
I don't remember what he said about
TJ. I remember very clearly as day. He was gonna tear TJ to pieces, but he's like, why won't you tell me what happened that day? I know you know something, but you're not saying anything, and TJ was dead, emotionally just gone.
Yeah.
Not there.
I remember now.
He had completely disassociated.
Yep.
He had phased out of existence.
Let me center my microphone a bit better, because yeah, when I turn my head, the volume drops. All right, here we go. This should be better. Yeah? Yeah. Oh, it's perfect. All right. Well, yeah, I guess I never understood that either. Making fun of TJ is like making fun of a cloud. But Flynn doesn't mean it usually. He likes TJ. I noticed during the trip that Carl's been pretty defensive of Flynn, even though he's the butt of most of the lizard's jokes. I'd see Flynn trip Carl up and put him in several headlocks since I got here. Think getting older would have changed that, but I swear they roughhouse even more than they did before. So, you and him still seem pretty close. You guys hang out a lot? Yeah, a bit, mostly because there isn't much else to do. He's got a friend in Peyton that he hangs out with sometimes too. So what do you guys do? I know Flynn isn't into video games at all, and Carl probably doesn't even care to go clubbing every other night. Ah, so Flynn goes clubbing, huh? I never expected him to be that kind of, or like that's an outlet for him.
Flynn?
Yeah. No, I did not expect him to be a bit of a club goer.
Yeah.
Shit, now I kind of want to hang out with Flynn. Just like, hey, what music do you listen to? Oh, what's your poison of choice?
Here's a slight spoiler. I don't think it's the type of club you would think it's of. Less for the music, more for the
activities. Oh, people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's one of two clubs. But if it was like a drug club, then I'd imagine Carl would like have no problem joining. It's a sex club, isn't it?
I don't know. You're gonna have to get there.
He shrugs. So sometimes we go fishing. Maybe just drive around painting. Mostly I'm just hanging out at home though. Playing video games, watching movies, cybering with the chatbot, the usual. Cybering with a chatbot, Carl! That is really sad. I grin. That's sad. I would have cybered with you if I'd known he didn't have anyone. I don't know, man. That thing compiles all the fetishes of people it's talked to. It's gotten my sexuality all kinds of fucked up. I like that he says that with a smile. Oh man, I'm so glad you're not high right now. I'm actually enjoying your company. Oh yeah? Yeah, it seems like no matter what I say to her, she's tied up in some warehouse blindfolded with a few missing lips. Carl, what the fuck?
My God.
Oh my God, I immediately take back that statement. You underestimate my abilities. Oh, and a gender swap that comes out of nowhere halfway through? Well, while you're not sexing up a robot, are you doing anything else? He chuckles. Can't exactly get around myself anymore. So I guess your parents decided against getting you a new car? Yeah. Oh, look at this. He leans over and pulls out his phone. I can't help but notice it's top model brand, probably around $700. Oh man, that makes me think about how much I spent on my phone. And then 6 months later, I dropped it on the pavement, and it should have been fine. I bought a very expensive screen protector for it, right?
And shit.
But I have a Z Fold that opens up like a DS. A pebble on the rock was sticking out, and it punched the screen when it landed on the floor, shifted its position, and when I closed it, it just fucking ruined the screen. And it's gonna cost, there's a phone kiosk at the mall that claims that they can fix it, but it's gonna cost $1,000. And I do have the money for that. It's just, that's an entire paycheck. And it's just like, do I wanna wait until like the next Z phone model comes out, or like a deal or something happens with T-Mobile? Because Sprint would have let me trade this in for like, no matter what its condition. It's just like, look, you just bring your phone here and we'll give you the new one. But the new one only has better cameras, which I don't give a fuck about. And also, I'm with T-Mobile, and I kind of hate them because if I wanted to get my phone insured, I had to be on a payment plan. And I don't know if that man was lying to me or not. Because you know how GameStop wants people to pre-order shit and buy used games? Because that's where they get most of their profits from? I'm wondering, well, did they just want me on the payment plan because that's what the company wants? The company wants people on payment plans, so they have, you know, concrete details, like these are the people giving us their money. So I don't fucking know, but I was pissed as fuck when it happened because, like, I bought this thing. Why couldn't I get the fucking insurance for it? It's dumb and ass backwards. Anyway, but he's not showing me the phone. Instead, he presses at the screen a few times and swipes through some pictures. I sort of see an image of Flynn with his pants down mooning the camera. I have a feeling that might be fat material. Carl swipes over it pretty quickly though, and now I'm looking at an image of a brand new sedan, except the front is neatly folded up around a pole of a stop sign.
Good job.
I recognize the sign. I'd actually seen it right outside the convenience store, still bent at a ridiculous angle. I guess the town didn't care enough to get it fixed. The pole itself is embedded into the metal of the hood. Holy shit. Carl chuckles and pinches the screen, zooming in. Yeah, dropped my phone when I came back up. This freaking pole was right in front of me. Really, Carl? Why were you on your phone? Oh no. When I get to town, I don't really think anyone's gonna be on the road. I sigh, then notice a big round spot on the right of the windshield, spiderwebs and smashed white. Whoa, is that? Yep. Carl knocks on his head for effect. The hollow sound that emits is rather appropriate. You rely on that too much. You really need to start wearing your seatbelt. He shrugs and puts the phone back in his pocket before leaning back into the chair and closing his eyes.
So it's like a RAM thing.
Yeah, and that's something I really like with Antho characters. Like, I think it's absolutely fascinating that Chase can hold his breath for 7 minutes, and yeah, he's an otter. Of course he could do that. So, what was it? Flynn putting absolute faith, 100% in his skull. I actually find that kind of interesting too.
You said Flynn. So.
I'm sorry, Carl. What's the point? Let's see. Flynn's cold-blooded, he's a Gila monster. What would he have going for him? A sensitive sense of taste, maybe?
He has a soft underbelly.
Is he ticklish?
I'm pretty sure he'd break your fingers before you try it.
What's the point? To not die? Happens to everyone sooner or later. Why not get it out in early if you can? He keeps his voice light under the heavy statement. No idea what to say to that, so I don't, but he breaks the silence again soon enough. So how's PU? You see Chelsea at all? Sometimes I forget Carl went to Pueblo with me. It was only one semester, but we had a lot of fun. It's alright. I haven't seen Chelsea at all, though. It is a big school. Anyway, what's the project thing you're doing? Just a news packet about Echo, really. Kinda about how it's falling apart. I've told him this already, but Carl never remembers much. Gee, I wonder why. God. That just gave me flashbacks to my father. When he was like super into weed, he would just not remember a goddamn thing at all. Let's see, might center it around the whole body and the mind thing that happened way back. Carl opens his eyes and looks at me. Do you like history stuff, like old books and records and stuff? Yeah, if it relates. Carl sits up straighter and grins. Well, why didn't you say so? We've got a ton of stuff in the crawl space from way back when. Yeah? What kind of stuff? He's actually helping me with my project. Please don't try to seduce me like Leo did.
I assure you it's different.
Okay, but I do. Fuck, man. Is he like the best friend out of all of them? Because like
play the game.
Oh, sorry.
Play the game.
But like he's actually helping with this project, and I'm all like, oh, maybe Carl's the route to like an A fucking plus or a journalism degree. Carl sits a hoof against one of the rocks circling the fire pit and starts rocking his chair back. Oh, whatever. My family kept over the years. That's one guy. Oh, well, whatever my family kept over the years. That one guy. Carl snaps his fingers a few times. You know, the guy founded this place. James? Yeah, sure. He's like my great-great-great-grandfather or something. I think we still have some of that stuff from back in the day. My parents were thinking about setting up an Echo Museum thing, but never did. I'm actually somewhat amazed that, like, yeah, they're rich, but I know they're all like, hey, let's build a fucking museum, Rich.
What are the founders, so.
Oh, good point. They would have just used tax money, well, actually, that's not a bad idea. That wouldn't be bad to invest tax money into.
That's a legitimate use.
That is a very legitimate use. That might actually be useful to me. That makes me wonder if like his family still, if like his parents, does whichever one is the descendant have like a city job, I wonder?
Well, they're out of town and we have little to no idea.
Yeah, they're not important enough.
Yep.
All I had planned was maybe to look over some old newspapers or town records and be done with it. Actually, seeing some old stuff up close could be pretty cool. That might actually be a good idea. Oh, that might be a good idea, actually. Carl grins. Awesome, always kind of wanted to look through that stuff, but the crawl space is damn creepy. You free tonight? For the first time, Carl actually looks really excited. Oh wait, never mind. Flynn's taking me to the dentist appointment earlier in the morning. How about around 11 tomorrow? I smile. Sounds like a plan. Sweet. Whoa. Did he fall back?
He just dematerialized. Oh yes, he probably fell back, didn't he?
Carl gives an excited kick off a rock, and as the chair's tipping back, the back legs practically snap under his weight. He sits slamming down his rear. The chair crumbled under his ass. I laugh, of course. I laugh, and of course I feel bad, but Carl just gets up with a sheepish smile, looking down at the broken pile. Well, Leo's gonna be pissed.
Mm.
Driving down the road alongside the. I'm driving down the road alongside the lake. Oh, this is a nice song. I think.
Well, this is a nightmare sequence. It shouldn't be.
Oh. Oh yeah, no. There's that one deep piano key right now. I heard. That just sent me back the memory of the first one. Oh no, here we go.
Symbolism.
Am I gonna have to voice mod? Can I voice mod this or nah?
I'm not certain. I only remember 3 routes.
Okay. I'm driving down alongside the lake. Carl's sitting next to me. He's in the chair that he broke. In the car? I keep telling him to wear his seatbelt, but he won't. I turn on the road I don't remember, and I go straight towards the lake. For some reason, I can't stop. I brace myself for the impact, but I hardly feel anything. We just glide into the lake. I start trying to take off my seatbelt, but it's stuck. I look over at Carl, and he smiles before opening his door. Water rushes in and he starts to step out. Soon the water is over my head, and it doesn't matter that I'm an otter. What was that foreshadowing, I wonder? Oh, that was really short. Let's do another one. It was only half an hour.
Oh, you meant in terms of the whole day, yes.
Yeah. Well, we also did skip a huge part of it.
Yeah, that's true.
That was fun to watch, by the way. Turns out it was a good idea to hang out with Carl today. After texting back and forth with Leo, I learned that he's actually planning a birthday party for the Ram. It's a little weird since Carl's birthday isn't for another month, but I guess it's just an excuse to have a party. Leo tells me to keep Carl distracted for the day while they go shopping for decorations and gifts. He also tells me he'll get my gift for Carl, which is fine with me. DJ's pretty bummed though, considering it throws off his hiking plans, but Jenna promises him they'll at least hike half the trail. I want to talk to him, but he's acting pretty cold towards me, probably because I'm bailing on my promise to go with him. Oh. I dropped at Carl's house. What's this song? Is this new?
Technically.
It's Old West as fuck. I love it. I hear cicadas. I thought that was a rattlesnake, but no, that's a cicada. I dropped at Carl's house because it's pretty far separated from the rest of Echo, up against the foothills of Casa Demonio mountain range. House of Demon?
Foreshadowing.
Ah.
No wonder the town is all messed up.
Oh god. Is the mine in the mountain? That would make a lot of sense.
Well, yeah, it was. You had to drive up into the mountains to get to the entrance. So.
Yeah, but is it specifically in the Casa Demonio mountain range, I wonder?
What?
Anyway.
I'd probably the foothills of it, so it's all kind of related, I suppose.
Yeah. It'd probably take me 15 minutes to get up there. There's no way in hell I'm doing that in this heat uphill when I've got a car. The main reason it's sacred like this is because Carl's house is a mansion. Carl's family is loaded, a legacy that followed them ever since Carl's great whatever struck it rich over 100 years ago. Uncle? Oh no, it's father, that's right. James Hendricks eventually went on to start an ice cream business, which at this point has spread out over most of the western half of the country. Really? Ice cream?
Ice cream money.
Okay.
Why not?
I hope their family's like super snooty and thinks lesser of their competitors. Like, no, you come here and you get a fucking sundae. We're not a Cold Stone, goddammit. We're not gonna beat the fuck out of your ice cream and hand it to you and say, have a nice day. And it just dawned on me that you probably don't know what Cold Stone is, Sandy. Their gimmick is that they mix the toppings into the ice cream on a cold marble slab, and then they serve it to you. Carl's mom is the CEO, I think. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably get some shots of the mansion considering its role in the town's history. Most of the old mansions have been demolished at this point, but I think parts of it are still from the original structure. Probably best to ask first, though. I go up to the front door and ring the doorbell, listen to the fancy chime inside. I wait for about a minute, starting to wonder if Carl is asleep or just high off his ass when I hear some voices behind the house. I'm definitely recognizing the crackly timbre of Carl's voice along with the high tenor of Flynn's. Damn it.
Uh-oh.
I really want to like Flynn too. Like, hang out with them. That if I was gonna pick a rotation from this group, it'd definitely be Carl and Flynn.
Oh, I was planning on making you do Flynn's next, honestly.
Oh boy. Okay. No, I'm fine with that. We'll just.
Well,
have to...
yeah, it's kind of what I assumed because we were going to leave.
Yeah.
The lore-heavy ones to later.
Yeah. I head around the house. Right now we're getting tiny details. I heard around the house, stepping carefully through the desert landscaping and walking into the backyard. Because you want to make out with him?
Oh, that's me. Because you want to make out with him?
Oh, right. No, because you like it. You like... Oh, wait, no. No, because you like to make things weird. I just want it to be relaxed. Wait, why is this song playing? I thought we were...
Bro,
I
we're
know!
having a chill moment. Why you question everything? Come on, let's go.
No, because I mistook this for another song. This is the song that played in the mall. Did this song play when we met Kudzu?
No.
Okay. Yeah, just making sure. That's when Carl notices me around the corner, clutching my camera bag on my side. Leaning over a bush with a giant set of clippers while Flynn lounges up against the wall watching him. Wow, Chase. Aww. That's... Chase, I hope you have it in your heart to be, like, nice to Flynn. And Flynn, goddammit, just be nice to anyone for 1 fucking second! Carl's ears perk and he grins. Sorry, Flynn. Carl rolls his big head at the lizard. Was supposed to be watching for you. Flynn doesn't look at me right away. Instead, choosing to pull a toothpick he's doing out of his muzzle to look at it. He's still embarrassed about yesterday. Good. I mean, yeah. That's right, it wasn't hard to hear you guys from the front. Yeah, just doing some yard work, obviously. He rubs behind his head. I was my parents had to get this done before they got back. I'll start snipping at the bush again. He's usually sharp right now. Yeah, he's usually sharp right now. I'm guessing because he hasn't had anything to smoke. Usually, unusually. Okay. Either way, it's jarring to see him so animated. Looks like you're doing a good job.
Oh, he's only moving this fast because he wants to hang out with you, Chase.
Even though this sentence is technically being said to me, I feel like Flynn is directing it at Carl. Carl furrows his brow. Chase, you can go inside if you want. The back is open. I think that's a good idea because it's clear now that I walked in on an argument.
You should have seen him a few minutes ago. It was like he had a girlfriend or something coming over.
Oh, God. Leslie and Snips start to get a bit more violent. No, I'm just glad to have some company that isn't only you, Flynn. Flynn looks annoyed and that annoys me. He really didn't have any right to be frustrated with anyone after yesterday.
Really? Always seemed to be enough for you in the past.
Finally, Flynn makes a kissing. Wait, excuse me? Also, Flynn, you're a goddamn adult. What the fuck? At least I don't know. At least it's breaking the tension. I think. I have no idea if this is one of their inside jokes or not. Carl stops snipping for a second and starts up again more slowly. Well, you know, lizards can be fun, but they don't have all the parts that I like, if you know what I mean. Oh my God. Carl smokes sideways at Flynn. Flynn, have you two been fucking before the start of benefits? Flynn seems back, and though I've decided that they're still joking, there's definitely a growing tension between them.
What you saying there, Carl?
Carl stops snipping the plants to the point of the clippers into the ground, leaning on it as he turns to face Flynn. The thing is, you got no... I don't know what that's supposed to say. Oh, okay. Before Carl can finish his sentence, turns the right away from him. This also brings his fat tail around the slum into Carl's crotch with a whop that makes me cringe. Oh my God!
Talk shit, get hit, let's go!
That was... You know what?
That's pretty great.
No, yeah, I like this. This is hilarious. I also like that. There's something about it just being their 2D static images that made that a lot funnier too. Carl jumps and squeaks before toppling to the... God, I used to have this relationship with some of my friends. We called it nut tapping. I'm glad we don't do it anymore. Mainly because my friends would always miss and hit, and they try to hit my balls hard, and it's just like you just hit like the side of my thigh and fucking ow. Oh man. It's man getting hit by football all over again.
Yeah, I definitely wish I had those. All dangling and vulnerable and shit. Anyway, I'll leave you two sluts alone.
Fucking love them. This made me laugh. This makes me think of that.
You're like, be nice to him, and then he's mean, but you still love him anyway.
Yeah, but this is like a camaraderie thing right here. This is literally them being bros. This is in fact bro culture right here.
Yeah.
Also, I like how he didn't just whip him, you know, just like fucking shut up. He also made a point. Lynn sticks a toothpick back into his muzzle. Now I have to consciously try not to cover my crotch while he walks by me. He hasn't looked at me this whole time. Once Flynn's gone, I saddle up to Carl, who's still curled up on the ground, holding himself while he mutters under his breath. You alright? Fuck no! It's not really anything I can do. So I rub his shoulder with the tail confidently, and he freezes up as I do, looking at my foot. I'm alright though. Oh no, are you into feet? That's actually a huge deal breaker for me. You have to be smoking hot and be in order for me to overlook a foot fetish. He gets himself into a sitting position before he gets up awkwardly and standing bow-legged. You know what I wish they had done? If they like did a whip cracking sound right there when right before Carl fell.
The Johnny Test whip sound.
I forgot how much Flynn likes to hit people in the nuts. I'll get him back. It still hurts if you hit him hard enough. As he stands there doubled over with his paws on his knees, I look around. Carl's house has actual grass in the back, which is very an echo. Most people either xeriscape it or let the sagebrush take over. Okay, I want to talk about grass really quick because my stoner dad, my ex-stoner dad, I should say, obviously during my youth, he had this like idea and he thought it was like such $1 million fucking idea, and I was just like, this is a terrible idea. So, you know, we live in a desert town too. Southern California gets really fucking hot, and while we have water, I put in parentheses with an asterisk next to it, you know, it's not too hard to upkeep a lawn. My father thought it'd be a great idea though, because, you know, we're always in drought, and it's just like, you know, it'd be good for the environment. And I'm all like, what, like AstroTurf or something? It's just like, no, we spray paint the grass. And I'm all like, that is not good for the environment. That is a flame hazard. And also it's a terrible fucking idea. Let's see, another rarity are the 2 tall trees on either side of the yard. That's when I notice how empty one of them looks. Hey, where'd the tree house go? Carl follows my gaze. Oh yeah, my dad took it down a few years ago. It was falling apart. His dad also built the treehouse. I can remember hanging out up there playing our portable game consoles with a fan at full blast. Even if it was still almost too hot to hang out up there. I walk up to the base of the tree and put my hand against the truck, grinning. Man, I remember all the shit we did up there. Carl shovels up next to me, still bow-legged, and grins too. Yeah, good times. Think about climbing it, but I noticed that the branch we used as a foothold has been cut off. Gotta ruin this thing. Carl scrapes the spot where the branch used to be with a hoof. Yeah, I guess it made the mowing harder, and we didn't use it anymore, so he just cut it off. I can see Carl's looking for a way up too. Soon enough, he eyes a little branch just above his head. I don't know if Carl's already jumping to grab onto the branch with both paws. It doesn't look very sturdy. Dude, that's gonna break. So, I'm fucking fat, I'll bounce. That's actually what I say to a lot of people at work, because, okay, I told you how busy it gets at work, Sandy. People constantly bump into each other, but because of how busy it gets certain times of the year, we end up getting a lot of temp workers or trainees, and a lot of them bump into me and they feel so bad for it, and it's just like, no, it's fine, it's part of the work environment. And two, like, I'm very squishy.
Oh my god, you do that shit too.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, it's like, I'm so sorry you hurt. I'm like, nah, man, it's all puff and fluff right here. You're good. If there was anyone to bump into, it'd be me. I'm about to tell him again that the branch is definitely going to break, and then I noticed his shirt riding up all the way over around his belly. Oh, fucking look at this man. We in the desert and we thirsty as fuck. Oh man, Chase has a belly fetish, doesn't he?
Look, I'm just saying it's the best body type.
What was it? One of my favorite artists, Kelly Turnbull, refers to this body type as the bear wrestler, or a body fit for wrestling bears. Part of me wants to lose weight to fit into those jackets, but I wouldn't mind keeping the belly and, you know, going that kind of body type either. I should probably try to do some push-ups after the stream.
I would totally join you.
Thanks. I noticed his shirt riding. Okay, yeah. It's not like he's a bag of lard, though. It's a controlled type of guy. Oh god, he's going into detail. I just noticed his tongue is out. Oh my god, Chase. But I mean, hey, he seems nice. This is definitely, we're gonna thirst over someone. You know, the bar's set low, and that bar is not
We're
Leo.
having a nice time reminiscing about, you know, old
Let's
memories.
see. Okay. He notices me staring right away and kicks out at me playfully. Pervert, first my moves, now this. I jump back. He tries to follow me with a bigger swing of his legs, and that's when the branch snaps loudly. Carl goes down once again, landing square on his back. Ugh. Covered my face instinctively, but I still hear the hollow thud followed by the of breath going out of his lungs. Slower, I lower my paws and find the chubby ram rolling back and forth on the ground, eyes wide open as his mouth hangs open. Eyes wide as his mouth hangs open. A distant memory comes to mind of a time when we were both 10 and Carl was showing me a trick with his new bike ramp. The handlebars ended up in his gut when he landed, and he spent the following minute rolling on the ground just like this. Good times. Shit. I suck in air through my teeth. I like how well this paints the scene. My teeth and kneel next to him again, patting him uselessly. After a few seconds of hesitation, I reach over and grab the front of the waistband of his shorts and pull up on it. Even though he's completely deflated, he looks at me with a bizarre expression and swats my paw. Gives me a breathless snort as he tries to laugh. Hey, it's supposed to help you breathe. I've seen coaches do it at school. I'm realizing that Carl's way too heavy to arch up like that, so I have to give up and just keep petting his stomach, wishing I could help somehow. Just stretch out? His breath is already coming back, but he follows my instruction and we sit there for a while. The silence punctuated by his heavy breathing. I start laughing. Jesus Christ, Carl, can you go one day without hurting yourself? He chuckles to his belly, shaking under my paw. Wow, we get it, Chase. You really like his belly. Now we know.
Drive it home.
Now you know why I don't go outside. He stumps back for a while, taking a deep breaths before lifting his head again. He looks down at his chest at my paw and grins. Seems like you can't keep your paws off me, though. I move my paw, letting him pull down his shirt as he grunts and sits up. How about I just let you suffocate next time? I almost did, laughing while I couldn't breathe. I thought you were trying to grab my dick. I put my paws on my hips. Is it because I'm gay? That might just be it. Carl grabs the branch that had broken off the tree and quirks up the corner of his mouth. That's one thing that bothers me about Chase, though. Is that, like, well, it's just, I don't like contributing to buy erasure. I don't. I have a friend who's just like, if you end up with the man, you're just gay. And it's just like, no, that's not how it works. Stop contributing to buy erasure. My dad's not gonna be happy about that. Who cares? It's just a branch. You know my dad. He gets up and tosses the branch over the fence into the desert. And then turns to me. So, it's not feels like Lucha fucking Lobo just gave me a quebradora con guido. I think I'm done for the day. Wanna work on your project now? Honestly, I'd rather just hang out here with Carl, but the sun's enough to put a damper on that. Carl's house is like a labyrinth. I think he once told me that it has over 30 rooms, which is fucking insane. The living room is about 5 times larger than the one in my parents' house, and it's hard to miss what looks like a 100-inch flat screen against the wall. According to Carl, the first mansion was even bigger, though. After getting a drink, he leads me straight downstairs into the basement. Down the hallway, we pass a small home theater, what looks like an entertainment room with a bar, and then a small gym. I fucking hate this. I could not live in a mansion. I know people that, like, you know, dream of it, and it's just like, wouldn't you want to live in one? It's just like, no, because then you gotta pay people to, like, keep the goddamn thing clean. I'd rather just, you know, if I ever had the money to buy a mansion, it's just like, instead, I'll just buy a small house and then just, you know, live off the rest. And maybe make some investments or something, so that way I could put, like, friends and people through school and whatnot, or well, friends or family through school. Or at least their kids through school. Down the hallway, we pass a small home theater, what looks like an entertainment room with, oh yeah, okay. The quick glance I get shows at least 10 fitness contraptions.
Oh my goodness.
Is there like a long layer of, or a thick layer of dust in all of them, or has Carl been using them? After that, he's pretty fit, I know, and it's just like, where the fuck? What does he do that he gets those fucking arms? I want to know.
Obviously, now we know. He's down here in the gym.
After that, things get a little more dingy. I can see how proportions of the foundation can be decades old. Oh God!
We're down here again. We're back here. We're going to the spoopy room.
Remember?
I don't remember this room.
Remember there was hosts leading to an area and there was someone standing
Oh
near the
yeah,
door.
and
there was something
Carl,
in the door, yeah.
Carl was covered in drywall. Yeah.
And there was like something hanging through the doorway or something? I don't quite remember.
Yeah. Finally, at the end of the hall, Carl opens up a door and I can see the ceiling that it's right under the stairs. Oh, wait, I can see from the ceiling that it's right under the stairs we came down on. Carl waves his paw around and finally grasps something before pulling up. An old light bulb comes on, and I see there's a little door with a small latch on it. He opens it, and I'm greeted with the musty smell as Carl slides through the opening.
It's the dungeon.
I follow attentively because I'm not sure. Oh, I'm making sure I'm not walking into any cobwebs. There are a lot of spiders down here. I don't think so. We sprayed a few weeks ago. Extremely dark, and I could hear Carl grunting next to me. I still can't believe Chase is arachnophobic.
Well, obviously he's worrying about it right now. So.
Yeah. But also I take slight offense to that being a Spider-Man. Or a man spider. We'll work on the terminology some other day. It's extremely dark, and I hear Carl grunting next to me. There's a floodlight here somewhere. Here it is. Oh, that is actually spooky. Like everything in the house, it's big for a crawl space. Pillars sprout from the ground in 2 rows that stretch back almost into darkness. I can't even imagine growing up in a fucking house like this. Oh my God.
I'd be creeped out.
I'm just saying the sheer size of everything and scale is fucking ridiculous. But I mean, his mother's the CEO of a ice cream chain, so this makes sense. The ground is covered in tarp, and I see dozens of plastic bins lining the walls. This is a lot of shit. Yep, it's a few generations worth of shit. I walk over the tarp and to look into one of the bins, but all I can see is clumps of cloth and towel, though, through the cloudy plastic. Carl walks past me straight towards the back of the crawl space, his big hooves clopping along loudly. I actually helped him sort through all this stuff last year, so I think I know where it is. Follow him, but it's hard to see in the darkness. Should we get a flashlight? Nah, it's only 2 tubs. I think we just pull them to the front. I send off to the side as I watch him push bins around, looking at the labels on top. I look over at one of them and see home movies written on it, and it's filled with cassettes. Don't remember. Don't remind me. I look up and see Carl notice me staring at the bin. What? Carl grunts as he lifts up a bin and drops it pretty carelessly to the floor. I'm pretty sure I hear something break. Mom had me convert all that to digital. Took me all fucking year. Wow. Yeah, it's in the cloud now. You're actually in a lot of those videos. Huh, really? Yeah, birthday parties and shit. Of course I would be. Carl's dad practically had a video camera glued to his eye back in the day. Okay, this does paint a nice picture of his family, though.
Yeah.
And there was subtle strokes of that picture when his mom invited him, when the mom told him, we're gonna go to a trip to Europe, and she invited him. And he says that, they just told me weed was illegal to not get me to go. And it's just, I think they told you that because they were considerate of your coping mechanism of choice. I wanted to make sure that, like, if you think you could handle it, then yeah, you should totally go on the trip. Like, maybe I should go on that cruise. I don't know. I still got 3 days. Carl's dad practically had a video camera glued to his eye back in the day. I used to hang out with Carl almost as much as... Wait, what? To hang out with Carl.
Did with Leo.
Okay. We did with Leo once we started going out. I even went on their family vacation a few times. But then me going out with Leo changed things. Looking back, I think Carl was kind of unhappy with that. I feel really bad for that.
Yeah.
That makes me, I hope that was a choice they both made and wasn't entirely Leo. Because with every time I noticed that Chase holds a bit of responsibility in like every issue he has with his friends. Sure. That sounds like an old person thing to do, but I am curious. Found it. Carl slides out 2 plastic bins, and I see history written on top. Let me carry one. Carl lifts the top one and starts waddling back to the front. I bend over and lift the second, and I'm surprised at how fucking heavy it is. I'm right, I'm not even gonna make it off the ground for a few seconds, but I manage after a while. If Carl's bin is as heavy as mine, then he's a fucking beast at being able to lift and carry it like that. I stagger after him, almost certain that I'm gonna go head first into a wall. Once I make it back near the stairs, I bend over and set down my bin, and that's when I see a massive spider sitting on the lid. It takes half a second for me to recognize the black shape and spindly legs. Oh, fuck! I scream and drop the bin before I know it. I'm halfway back from where I came, panting and shivering. It's really bad arachnophobia. I had a friend like this. It is the friend that is the reason why I have the spider sona. But he got over his arachnophobia because he got a job working at a hardware store, and they had a gardening section, and there were always spiders there, and the manager was just like, don't fucking kill them, they're pest control. So he got over his fear because it's just like, well, I do like getting paid. So I'm just like, you bastard, because like I'm still fucking terrified of sharks. Shit, what happened? I tremble and try to steady my voice. A fucking spider. What? You're really still scared of those? Man, I thought for a second my sister came home and then got murdered. Oh, he's got siblings. You told me they weren't any. I didn't say that. I just said we sprayed. Just get rid of it. At this point, I've shuffled a little. Wow. I wish I'd known this. That makes the tarantula in his first nightmare, like, more significant. This one I shuffled a little closer back to the light, and I can see Carl grinning as he bends over to look at the lid of the bin. Whoa, it's got babies on its back. My body gives a violent involuntary spasm as I shake my paws like a fucking girl. Stop it! You guys, oh my god, no. Oh man, I would absolutely record this and post it on the group chat.
Oh my god, you're so mean.
It's just because I'm doing that because I love spiders, though. It's funny because my mom doesn't see them as a pest either, because we absolutely hate every other form of insect that like can come into this house. There was a time where we had not an alarming number, but there was a window that we had that just had like a lot of cellar spiders on it. Well, maybe like 4 or 5, but that is a lot to most people. And because we just never really paid attention to that area, and I'm like, that one's really big. What's keeping it alive? We had a drugstore beetle infestation, and drugstore beetles are these tiny, tiny little ass beetles that feed off of carbohydrates, particularly. So, like, if you have like a bag of flour or noodles or whatever, and it's not like properly sealed, they'll get in there and they will reproduce like fucking crazy. For us, it was a bag of masa or corn flour. My mother had a ton left over from when she made tortillas over the over Christmas, but she didn't double bag it. So we had to pull all our groceries out of the cabinet to find the problem, and I found it. I was just like, it was a bag of masa. And once we got rid of that bag and all the other like old food, carb food that they had gotten into, they disappeared a couple of weeks later, and then those spiders disappeared because like there was no food left for them. But a tiny ass bug that size, and it was keeping those spiders alive, should give you an idea of how many fucking of those beetles were in the house at that point. Wow, that was gay. But seriously, it's got a bunch of tiny babies on its back. I think it's a wolf spider. Oh, those are cute. They can jump.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on spiders, Matt? That's fine.
I'm not afraid, but like
you don't like them.
Keep them away from me.
Yeah, understandable. I'm not fond of black widow spiders, honestly. That's the only one where it's just like if I see it, I will cup inside the paper under most of the time, even with that species. But like if there's nothing readily available, I will kill it on sight.
I will admit to killing a spider this morning. Actually, there was one in my kitchen. I was like, no, you can't be in there. Not in the kitchen.
So I'm gonna pass the hell out if he doesn't stop talking. I cover my face, please. Oh my, I do feel a bit sorry for that. All right. I didn't know that you were that scared of them. You should probably get that checked out. Saying that I'm almost crashing my car into my garage's parents' house when a spider crawled out of my AC. He's probably right.
Oh goodness!
Just kill it. Why? Why would he do that? I watch as he tilts his brain sideways. Tilts the bin sideways. It's not gonna hurt anyone. I just want to tell him that those babies are the only going to grow into hundreds more giant wolf spiders. But I realize that just comes off as I'll just come off as a bloodthirsty asshole. So I bite my lip and watch the black spot skitter off into the darkness. I walk back towards Carl, hugging my shoulders as I try to control the chills running through me. This is actually the same reaction I get whenever I'm. So this is the same reaction I get whenever Jaws is on the television. And I've also gotten this reaction at SeaWorld when I went into the gift shop of at that point, their newest shark exhibit. Now it was all small sharks, so I was fine. It's just like, oh, these are little ones. This is fine. When I went into the gift shop and saw this giant display of dioramas they had of great whites doing like, they were all posed in ways like they were fucking dolphins. I almost jumped up. You would have bumped into, or like my hands would have bumped into the display holding all of them, and that would have shook it loose and destroyed all of them. So yeah, no, this is very much the reaction I get from like great white shark shit. This is why I won't play Echo the Dolphin or Depth. No, okay, now I'm gonna be paranoid the whole time that it's gonna come back out to get me. That feels like foreshadowing.
It does.
But wait, maybe it'll be like Resident Evil 4. Maybe the spiders will help us later. Carl rubs my back and I stand next to him. They actually clean up a lot of the other bugs that get into the house. Yeah, well, I'd rather be covered in ants than spiders. It's clear he's trying not to laugh as he starts popping the lid off his bin. On top of the few framed pictures and under those are a few more cardboard boxes. I release the latches of the other bin, keeping my eye out for any black spots that might jump out at me.
Oh my God! You keep reading.
Okay. This one is filled with bundles wrapped in cloth or paper. Carl drags his bin to the steps so that he can sit on them and I follow suit. So, do you think you'll use the stuff? unwrap a smaller bundle and look at the gold pocket watch underneath. Wow. Well, not totally sure. It depends on what we find. Might film a few things. There's a paper bag attached to the chain with Robert Hendricks written on it. Who's this? Carl gives it a glance. No idea. Probably a great uncle or something? I wrap the pocket watch and reach back into the bin and pull out the next item. Something really cool about this old stuff. My mind wanders who might have made it, who bought it, and how much shit it must have seen. History was my first choice to major in, but Dad put a stop to that pretty quick. I pull out various... I wonder why. Okay. Pull out various other things. Dolls. Oh man, I cut the music when I went back because I wanted to reflect on that. Can I bring it back? Let's see. Well, there we go. I got it.
No backtracking. Man.
Okay, there's something. I wonder why. Well, I mean, I guess what can one do with a history degree?
That's probably what he was thinking.
Yeah, I pull out various other things though: dolls, a pipe, coins, and another pocket watch. I feel like this is worth a lot of money. Why don't they sell it? Probably, but it's family stuff. I still think they want to do the museum. I think they should. That's a great idea. Maybe they should do it now that Echo's a ghost town. He gives an awkward cough, but also there's also the fear that with all the supernatural shit that the museum might end up being a focal point of spiritual energy that could fuck up the town at any moment again. He gives an awkward cough. Besides, we already got plenty of money. He's got the binder open, looking at black and white photos behind the plastic. Hey, this is him, right? He points out a picture of a very dignified looking ram. Thumbs in his vest, wearing one of those big top hats. A fox stands next to him in a similar pose. I can see a piece of yellowed paper set behind the photo and tug it out. James Hendricks. Yep, definitely him. And John Begay. Huh. That's Jenna's last name. Carl's phone starts buzzing when he grunts as he leans back to pull it out of his pocket. Oh, I think I just saw a bit of mirroring right now because he's got a top of the line phone, right? And then his family, they held pocket watches, and those weren't cheap at all because they had to be handmade. So maybe there's a parallel between that. Hey, Mom, helping Chase with his project. No, of course not. I look over at him, and he gets up and clumps back up the steps. Looking back down at the picture, I wonder if it's just a coincidence, but I don't think so. Jenna's family has been in Echo since the beginning, too. So this guy definitely has to be a relative of some kind. I take a picture of the photograph with my phone. I'll show it to Jenna later and ask if she knows anything about it. To do that without a car. Carl raises his voice, so I look back up the steps, wondering if I should close the door, hearing him angry like that. That didn't feel right. His parents were always hard on him, but I guess they had their reasons. I spend the next 20 minutes shuffling through the bins, trying to be careful not to break anything. I decide I've had enough and pull the lids back on the bins, lining the stuff I picked out along one of the steps, since I don't have anywhere else to put them. By the time I head back up into the actual basement, Carl's gone. Is this his room? I'm just, taking in the... I wonder if it's always looked like this? Because he's probably always had this room.
Well, we're going to find out.
I'm
sure Chase has probably been in it before.
Yeah. As I approach Carl's room, I smell it before I even open the door.
Lovely.
As a teenager, I didn't like going into our garage because that's where my family went to smoke. So yeah, that used to happen. There was a few times where it triggered my PTSD, but yeah, it's just okay, cool. No one's in there anymore. Nothing's gonna happen if I go in there. Wait, as I approach, yeah. He's reclined on his bed, an arm thrown over his face, the big window above him open. Clothes are scattered all over the floor, along a few empty water bottles and bowls. Every inch of the wall is covered in posters, like I remember, along with a few on the ceiling. Bookcases line the opposite wall, filled to the brim with comics and toys. He raises up his arm as I walk in and smiles. I feel like this is a small scale version of my room. My room is mostly, I mean, I have one bookshelf with like my Wii games, my GameCube games, and my DVDs, some books. And then my desk is just littered with Kirby memorabilia. Sorry about the mess, dude. It's hard to keep everything clean when my parents aren't here to yell at me about it. My mother was afraid I'd end up this way. You're just like, oh, you're just not gonna clean shit unless I tell you, huh? And then whenever I do clean something, she's just like, "What the fuck are you cleaning?" I'm all because I'm reaching I'm reaching the limit here, Ma. Even I can't live like this. I'm gonna actually clean my room on Friday. Let's see. The lazy, crackly sound in his voice has returned full force. His eyes distant. Ah, he got high. It's okay. Are you okay? He grins toothily. Dude, I'm more than okay. Since there's nowhere else to sit, I end up sitting down on the foot of his bed. Do they let you smoke in here? The smell in his room is layered and old, like the walls had been blanketed in the smell several times before. Yep. They gave up trying to stop me. Better to be in the house rather than getting caught by some cop outside. Oh yeah, it wasn't illegal. It wasn't legal during this time. This game takes place in 2015. I can imagine like in this timeline weed becomes legal and in California and just what was it, Carl Chase? Let's take a trip to California. Hold on. Better to be in the house rather than getting caught by some cop outside. They just made me promise that I wouldn't ever try something harder. Good thing they don't know I've already tried dick. Really? He puts an emphasis on the K as the bad joke seems to just dribble out of his muzzle. I'm back on the bed, and that's when I noticed the flat screen just 48 inch is on a list of video files displayed on it. What you watching? Oh. Carl grunts as he sits up and reaches for a game controller. All time movies. Was just gonna show you some of them. How about a birthday? Sure. Scrolls down to the list, and when it stops, Carl's 8th is highlighted and presses play. I actually hate this song. I just hate how generic it sounds. The backyard I was in an hour earlier pops up the screen. No, a long table sits in the middle of the lawn. We're watching a home movie. We're not. Okay, whatever. No, a long table sits in the middle of the lawn along with the massive bounce house. And not just any bounce house, but a giant 2-story one? I've never seen a two. What? I need to look this up.
That's not real.
At the state fair, yeah.
I mean, yeah, sure. I've seen like slide ones before and stuff like that, I suppose. But a 2-story fancy castle.
Yeah, I need to look this up. I need to know if these are real. I'm gonna do that on my phone so the capture doesn't disappear. Oh, yeah, no, I've seen these. They're actually, because when they said 2-story, I'm just all like, wait, is it like 2 floors? No, they're just really tall. Okay, yeah, no, I've seen these before. I thought it was like a literal bounce house in that sense. The video is timestamped April 19th, 2022. How old was I during that time? Because I was 19 in 2009.
Wait, when's it dated?
2002.
No.
So in 2005 I was like 19. So 2003 years. I was just 16. Fuck, I remember this. There are about 20 kids, mostly in the bounce house, and most of whom I've forgotten. Right now, though, the camera's zooming in on 8-year-old Carl. He's messing with a giant Nerf gun. The kind that no kid ever gets because they're so damn expensive. Ah! And that's when 8-year-old me enters the picture holding a much smaller Nerf gun. The wage gap is very apparent. What's up, Mikey? Thanks for joining. His parents, yeah, we're doing the call route now. His parents gave everyone a goodie bag that day. It had toys in it that might not have been able to get on my own birthday. God is right. Oh man. My kid self puts the gun on Carl's head and pulls the trigger, and the dart bounces off one of his horns. I specifically remember that moment. I had thought the suction cup end of the dart was going to stick, but of course it didn't. That would have been great if it did. The audio is felt of the deep chuckle. Carl's dad behind the camera. You were a dick back then. What? I was 8. Still, you blew up my candles. Oh yeah. Dude, gifts for the guests? Where were these people? Well, okay, so we found out that while Carl's great-whatever grandfather founded the town, he also used his wealth to start an ice cream business, which is now a chain that takes up most of the East Coast, or the eastern part of wherever the hell State Echo's in. Carl's mom, we think, is the CEO. Chase doesn't exactly remember the details. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's just like, I think his mom's the CEO. So yeah, no, they're fucking rich. He got so mad about that. I start to settle back and smile. It's been a long time since I've watched a home movie, and I've forgotten how nice it is to have this method of looking back. Kind of like when I get stuck scrolling through all the old images on my phone. My younger self is trying to help Carl with the gun, lifting up the barrel and looking into the opening.
Don't do that.
Carl, careful! Kid Chase pulls his head back with a jolt as Carl's daddy yells and then mutters behind the camera. Let's see how long it takes him to trick Carl into trading with him. Carl's dad sounds exasperated, but good-natured. Still, it makes me blush a bit. Now knowing how aware Jim was of me taking advantage of his son. Our struggles with the Nerf gun gets the attention of another kid, though. Oh no! Oh no! My breath catches in my throat as Sydney bounces in the frame. I can feel Carl tensing up next to me. Yeah, the song would have died down right there. I feel Carl tensing up next to me too, and he starts to lean for the game controller. The Mormon boy? Oh man, no wonder.
The plot thickens.
Oh man. Oh wow. Okay.
I told you bits and pieces.
Yeah, but so Sydney was Mormon, and I don't have a very good experience with the only Mormon person I've ever known. The dusk in Carl's dad voice shakes me, and I hear Carl whisper a curse next to me as he fumbles for the controller. Sydney reaches out and pulls the gun away from Carl as he looks over, grinning. Hey, suddenly, the screen switches back to the file, and we both sit there in silence for a few seconds. Sorry, I guess I forgot that. Of course, Sydney was going to be at that party, but I had honestly forgotten too. If there was any way to perfectly ruin the mood, that had been it. What's up, Smooth? We playing this horror visual novel game with fairies. Oh wow, okay. So I've done one route of this game and we're doing another one, but like, long story short, we play a guy named Chase. Chase is reuniting with his friends, and as he reunites with his friends while he's back in his hometown doing a school project. Over time, things start getting really weird until things fly off the rails and we're in like, hell breaks loose. So we're replaying another route, and one mystery from the last route. Okay, so you played Echo, cool. Yeah, no, I want to play more of this game, if only because I want to know more about Sydney. And they didn't even say what Sydney was in here either. I have no idea what kind of animal he is. I don't know how he died. I don't know anything. They say he drowned at a lake. I don't know how fucking true that is. We just found the corpse at the lake. We don't know. And now, yeah, we're reminiscing with Carl over here, watching home movies, and Sydney popped into the frame, and now things are kind of getting awkward. What the fuck was Sydney?
I think I might know because I might have seen on the wiki.
On the Echo, okay. I guess it was, so yeah, I only have bits and pieces, and I feel like we have specks of dust. Like I can't collect what I have and make even a part of the picture. I glance over at Carl and see him looking down at the gamepad, ears lowered, the insides red. Hey, it's okay. I mean, maybe it's a good thing to watch. My dad, I didn't know he'd say that. I'd rather not find out what else he said. Oh, yeah. We go on trying to find something, anything to distract us from what just happened. My God, I know that feeling too. My I have some racist people in my family. So yeah. See my eyes fall on the shelves of holding Carl's game library. Wanna play a game? Oh, why is this song coming up again? What's gonna happen? What are we playing?
Winter Castle.
Whatever that is.
The fact that he still has the old save files from when he was in college
God.
makes it all more nostalgic. I get so into it that it gets dark outside for me, even knowing pretty soon I'm looking out the purple sky reluctantly. About time I go back. Carl sighs and pauses the game before stretching and dropping the controller onto his bed. Oh, come on. You sure you can't stick around? Oh no, I don't have any clothes or a toothbrush. You can walk over and get them. Carl seems pretty determined to make me stay, and there's not one reason why I can't, so I relent. Alright. Yeah, this could be fun. Yes. Carl looks happy, and I'm almost relieved. It'll just be like old times. He rolls to his hooves. Yeah, this game does get real and intensely vulnerable.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And then now I can't stop listening.
No, we're having a good time with friends. Nothing bad's gonna happen. No.
Oh, we're gonna make a pizza. Okay. And speaking of old times, let's make a pizza. I've suddenly caught Carl's enthusiasm. We go into the massive kitchen and pull out a big frozen pizza from the fridge. I figured it'd be frozen, and I want pizza so fucking bad right now.
You were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, no. I literally had a dream last night that I ordered a pizza. It was really weird. It was a very weird setup to the pizza because it looked like a calzone, and I was at some weird rickety pizza place. Like, the shop did not look like it was in the best condition, so you know the food's gonna be fucking delicious. So they gave me what looked like a giant calzone, like when Pizza Hut used to do the pizzone, which is a giant calzone. But but I guess the intent was that I was supposed to load the top of it with toppings, and I got a choice. But the woman didn't give me a choice. She just loaded a plastic bag with mozzarella cheese, scrambled eggs, and and stir-fried mushrooms. And yeah, apparently I was supposed to eat that on the pizza, and I looked at it and I'm like, well, this isn't a bad. These are foods that wouldn't exactly be bad on a pizza. And then I woke up and it's just like, fuck, I should order a pizza. I still want
You're
to.
making me hungry.
I'm sorry.
Somebody at my work today ordered Domino's. I don't know the equipment was, but there was definitely a smell of Domino's in there.
I so badly want to order a pizza.
I do love Domino's. I love Pizza Hut, but God, that just ruins my insides. We go into the massive kitchen and pull a big frozen. Okay, yeah. Let's at the corner to talk. At this point, the haze of pot has lifted from Carl's face, and he's animated and excited again, swiveling on. See, this makes me sad, because that means we really do appreciate Carl when he's sober. Swiveling on one of the counter stools. For the first time in almost 10 years, I'm giddy and excited in the way you only get when you're at a sleepover. Aww. I know, this is really cute. The thing I like about
where is it gonna go downhill?
I know. But at the very least, this is cute. I also like that there doesn't seem to be any romantic I want to say connotations, but I don't think that's the word. I like that there doesn't seem to be any sort of romantic thing following, but also I can't tell if Carl's I cannot tell if Carl's joking or not with his sexuality. I cannot fucking tell. Because bros love to do that shit all the time. And the next thing you know, they're having an existential crisis because they looked at a dick. They didn't even feel anything about it. They just saw it and thought like, oh no, this is bad. My masculinity, no. That makes it a little jarring when he pulls out some beers, but I'm happy to have a few, and we guzzle them down as we talk about past sleepovers. Pretty
You
soon I
got
remember.
sensibly consuming alcohol, not downing 10 cans in a row.
Right?
Like,
He probably just
somebody
pulled out.
really
Yeah,
went
no.
out.
He probably just pulled out like a few.
Oh, God.
I couldn't believe that. I was just like, okay, cool, we're gonna drink with Leo. All right. Oh, I've only had 2. I could go for 1 more. Hey, wait a second.
Yep.
Jesus.
I mean, the man shot 10 beers.
I get it, but the Leo round is over. Stop it.
We're not done.
We can
Peter's,
reference it.
yeah, pretty
We can draw
soon.
comparisons.
Okay, pretty soon our reminiscing drifts into the present, and that's when the conversation slows a bit. Carl having less to say. I try to change the subject and tell him that he should come back to school. He just smiles and shakes his head.
Uh-oh.
Dream?
Oh, no. I think the pizza is made.
I know they stick. 3 hours later, we're both back in Carl's bed, head to toe, having just watched a shitty action movie. He didn't end up going out to get my stuff, so I'm just in my boxers, pleasantly drowsy and buzzed. Pleasantly buzzed is a very nice feeling. I hear Carl shuffle and look down my chest at him. What's up? Looks over at me and shrugs.
He's so fuzzy.
He is actually.
Everybody's got their clothes off again.
What's he got? Boxers. Button flight boxers? You rich bitch. Those ain't cheap. Nothing, just thinking. He does look very fuzzy. God, he looks so huggable.
He's
He's really cute. I can't fucking deny it anymore. What about during our past sleepovers? Carl had always been afraid to be the last to fall asleep. He'd try to keep me up by talking, rolling over on top of me, and sometimes just throwing shit at me. I wonder if that's what he's doing now. I don't know. Life?
Oh, he's getting existential.
That's a lot to think about. Not for me. I look over at him again. He's holding up one paw, looking through his fingers at the ceiling fan. I'm just figuring things out. Carl lets his arm flap back down over his head, blowing out a sigh. I'm not figuring things out, man. I've had a phase like this before. I don't say anything. It's cool that he's reaching out to me, but I'm not sure I can offer any advice that he hasn't heard before. And that's a bad feeling. I understand that sometimes, sometimes they just want an ear to listen, an ear to listen to. But at the same time, like sometimes when someone vents to me, the problem, whatever it is they're going through, they might not think it's that serious or a problem, and maybe it isn't to them. But as an outsider with not that much context, I wonder if is this a lot? And like, I could see that it's a strain on them, and it sucks seeing someone sad, but just that whole navigation of trying not to say the wrong thing or make things worse. Sometimes the best choice is to just listen. Just be an ear or a shoulder. I just wish I could be doing something. I think for a minute. You did a lot more than some people I know. I mean, your art is great. You did go to school even if you dropped out, and you were working while you could. There are a lot of people out there who can't even say that. Carl laughs, but it's a sad kind of laugh. I was saying that to my mom. She always got something to do, always wants to do something. I just don't feel that. He turns his head towards me. I wish I did, Chase, but I just can't. His voice catches in his throat, and I shrink a bit into the bed and pretend not to notice. The beer we've had is definitely partly to blame for this. He turns his head towards the wall, though, and I'm guiltily relieved that when he talks again, his voice is under control. I just wish it wasn't such a goddamn chore for me to go outside, I didn't know, but I nod anyway, even if he can't see. He's waiting for me to say something, though, so I clear my throat.
You have a choice.
You have a problem.
I'm gonna save.
It's such a blunt way of putting it.
Well, there's the thing. Okay, This is where I find it interesting because You can be the person that goes, "Oh no, you're perfectly fine. All that, it's okay." But you can be a friend that's like, "Yeah, you probably have a problem, but like."
And I want to be that friend. I don't know. Given a lot of the issues that or given the situations I've been in where it's just like I should have been brutally honest. Like I have too many of those. I've spared too many. I spared too many feelings from people that needed to hear what they needed to hear. So yeah.
Go for it.
Don't take this the wrong way, but maybe you should see a therapist. He snorts and finally turns his head to look back at me, his horns bumping the wall loudly. Ha! I already do. I thought they'd give me a pill to make things better, but apparently I have to actually make an effort too. And I'm like, isn't that why I'm seeing you for the whole making an effort thing?
Oh my god, well this is the problem I had, wasn't it? I
I
was like, no, you do all the work here. I'm just
laugh. A therapist is just support. Like you do have to do the work, but at the very least, they kind of help ease you into it. I laugh along with him, but it also helps because you can't just go to a therapist when it's just like, oh, something's wrong or I'm sad or whatever. You need to go to therapy with a goal in mind. If you don't, then it might not work. Yeah, I can remember what that's like. He watches me a few seconds. So is that all? Are all those problems you had taken care of now? I hope so. We lay in silence for a little while before I finally speak up. Listen, I'll probably come back a few times this week to work with that history stuff. Well, why don't we go out and do something? That would be nice. I grin and glad at making Carl feel better. Cool, let's plan on it. Carl puts his paw behind his head and smiles. It's cool that you're here, Chase. I'm definitely the thing that's also like really hitting me here, because like I do love this kind of vulnerability, but the thing I'm actually enjoying here is how platonic it is. Because when we were vulnerable with Leo, that was an entirely different kind of vulnerability. But this one's really nice. This one's we're here for a friend.
It's platonic for now.
Yeah.
I guess. I mean, this is a dating sim. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah,
No, I'm enjoying it as well.
I know.
There's a bit of me that's like, where does it go wrong? When does the bad stuff start?
Because I know, right? But
maybe not necessarily between them, but like in terms of
the thing I'm wondering though is because it's like if the story does go that route, it's just like, well, what's gonna be the one thing that connects them? So we'll just have to wait and see. For now, it could just be the history and the support.
You know what connects all of them? Sydney.
Oh shit, that's right. God, and he has all those movies. Like I keep thinking like maybe they should just do a fucking memorial for him.
Oh my god, what if they watch one of the movies and like the monsters in it or something like that?
Oh shit. Oh, that makes me God.
That would be
it's just because the thing is that I keep thinking that like at least a first step of them getting over the death would be like, you guys should get together and hold a memorial for him. Carl has these videos. We could probably find more stuff of Sydney, maybe make a new video or just watch them together, try to remember some good times. But like also I don't know what the relationship with Sydney is. Yeah, he was a friend, but like I can't get over the fact that he was bullying TJ during their like last memory. So it's just like, was he just like this little shit we had around just cause?
I mean, you read earlier that he kind of snatched away his Nerf gun on his birthday.
Oh yeah, but did he snatch it or smash it?
Snatch.
Yeah, I think you pulled it away or something.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, maybe he was. God, why was he in this friend group then? Who brought him here?
I know the answer.
Well, of course you do. You played it all.
All right.
You know.
Let's continue.
I'm tease you about it until you continue.
Okay, it's cool to be here, Carl. I appreciate the teasing. It gives us something to, it's reminding me why we're playing this or why I'm playing this. And not, hold on, let's see. Okay, it's cool to be here, Carl. And not just because it's nice to have someone to talk to. Oh, no, this house is fucking haunted.
Foreshadowing.
Oh, is that the horror trope? Are we a haunted house?
Oh!
Mm.
But what was the horror trope of Leo's? Whatever.
Leo's was actually oh, what was it? It was a slasher movie apparently.
Oh yeah, like kidnapping and
Yeah,
Kidnapping and all that.
Yeah, so Leo was supposed to be a slasher movie. I heard Jenna's is supposed to be a monster movie, so that has me very fascinated. They need to talk about the issue, but the friend group as a whole is already barely holding it together. Yeah, so like, God, with how unstable Flynn is on this topic, like it's not simple. It's not like I love the idea of a memorial to Cindy just because it's just like everyone can get closure on it, but everyone has to agree to that. And the ones shooken up the most by that are TJ and Flynn. So I'm just like, fuck. You can't get Flynn to do anything.
Yeah. Flynn is very distraught. He just wants closure. The poor man just wants closure. And
he just wants to know how his friend died.
It's implied heavily. TJ knows something.
The thing is though, is that I think it might have been very traumatic for TJ. So like I would be surprised if he repressed that memory. And when that happens, it's gonna make it that much harder for him to like relive it if that is in fact what he did. So yeah, God, nothing here is simple. I don't remember falling asleep, but it's at that moment that something wakes me up. I jolt and lay there trying to remember where I am. Carl's house. That's right. I stare at the ceiling wondering what time it is. I don't bother to look at my phone though because I'm already starting to fall back to sleep. A scraping noise from beneath me makes me jump and I prop myself on my elbows listening. Looking over, I see Carl's staring at the ceiling, eyes wide open. Carl? I whisper it. I'm not sure why. He jumps and looks at me confused like he'd just woken up. Huh? Are you okay? Yeah, what's wrong? I think I heard something. His floppy ears perk up. I don't. And then his eyes widen. Although I didn't hear anything right then, he definitely did. You hear it? Yeah, like a scraping noise I told you about. Yeah. He looks happy. Ha, so I'm not fucking crazy. We both sit there and listen for a while, but it sounds like it stopped. I'm gonna go see what. Suddenly his eyes widen, his mole drops in shock. I stare back. What? Did you fucking hear that? I listen, feeling my heartbeat pick up now that Carl looks fucking terrified, but I don't hear anything. What? A fucking voice?
Oh no!
The fur raises all over my body as I listen, but nothing. Carl definitely seems convinced though, so I listen harder. I just start to make out what might be a voice when Carl sits up next to me and gets out of bed. I feel myself start to panic. Did some crazy hubble break into the house? Carl gets off the couch. Come on. What? What the fuck are we gonna do? Let's call the cops. No, let's make sure first. This has happened before. What do you mean? Puts a finger on his lips. Grab something. What? I'll call into the kitchen and he starts rummaging through the drawers. I follow him, hugging my shoulders, feeling a lot like a. Oh, it's my. Hold on. Hugging my shoulders, feeling a lot colder right now. With the sound of metal sliding against metal, Carl pulls out a giant steak knife. What the fuck? Dude, I've been hearing this shit for the past month. I've been too scared to go down there. But now with you here, he flashes a smile. I'm gonna find out what the fuck this is. Here. He reaches into a spot between the fridge and the walls and pulls out a broom before sticking it to me. I take it slowly. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? Hit him, come on. Carl starts down the stairs and I follow behind holding the broomstick in front of me like a sword. I've never had to hit anyone with a stick before. I have no idea what I'm doing. God, you were just so fucking boring as a child too, weren't you, Chase? Once we get to the small door leading down the crawl space, Carl pauses and we both listen. It's silent for a while then. Shit. Carl looks at me like I'm crazy, not reacting to the noise at all. He leans down on the handle. Looking back at me, he signals with me with his eyes to be ready. I grip the broom like a lifeline as I wait for him to swing the door open, and when he does, darkness. Shit. So whatever's down here is just slinking around in complete darkness. Hey! Carl says it inconveniently, the fear clear in his voice. Then looking back at me, fuck it. Jumps down into the crawl space, disappearing into the dark. Carl? Oh, Carl! I stumbled up on the edge of the steps, trying to squint into the black. I hear Carl to the right, rustling around and cursing. That's when light floods the crawl space. I quickly wobble down the steps, knowing that if whatever is down here is going to try to escape, it would be running at me. Finally, I have a moment to catch my breath, standing several feet behind Carl as I look around the broom at the ready. There's nothing here. What the fuck? Sure enough, the crawl space looks empty. There aren't many places to hide either. What the hell's going on, Carl? But he doesn't answer me. He's staring at the bins. Did you put the bins back? I look down at and the bins are gone. I look back at where they were originally, and sure enough, they're neatly stacked right where we found them. I honestly don't remember.
We did it.
Did I move them back? Maybe? It would be something I might do. I'd try, but I can't remember. Maybe? Dude, come on. I really don't remember. Carl walks further towards the back, ears perked. He would have remembered lifting something that heavy.
Yeah.
Carl walks further towards the back, ears perked, looking left and right as he clutches his knife. I start to follow, but that's when I notice something at the left of my vision on the ground. Looking down, I see something fat and hairy, ambling slowly over the tarp. Oh no.
Is it a spider?
A giant fucking tarantula. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chase. Is he just gonna fucking faint the following few moments?
No, he's running off.
Oh, blur. But the next thing I know, what the fuck would a tarantula be doing down here? They need burrows.
It's an irrational fear, Gordon. He's not thinking about it.
I guess. No, and I don't think about my fear of sharks either. It's just like, I'm in deep water. I'm in a pool. This water's chlorinated. There's gonna be a fucking shark here, I know it. This reminds me of a silly dream I had where I witnessed murder gone terribly wrong, but also like the ideal outcome still happened. I was out at a apartment complex with the pool watching this woman plot to kill her husband. She releases a shark into the pool to murder her husband, but the shark dies immediately because the water's chlorinated. And then her husband turns around, sees the shark, and just dies of a heart attack. And she was just like, because still worked out.
Jesus.
My dreams are fucking weird. Wait, did I read that? Following moments are a blur, but the next thing I know, I'm going up the stairs on my feet and pause, grabbing the door frame to pull myself up. Chase, what happened? I can hear him running behind me, so I turn and warn him. Look out. A big spider. The breath keeps catching in my throat. I think I'm hyperventilating. I'm still clutching the door frame as Carl follows up behind me, his eyes wide. But come on, Chase, this is crazy. No, a blonde. No fucking way. He looks excited and turns back to the crawl space. I feel numb right now. This is all too much to handle. Yeah, no, it's a tarantula. I did pick the tarantula because it was I picked the Sona because of an arachnophobic friend, and I think the worst spider for any arachnophobic to look at would be a tarantula. But I also picked the tarantula because there are species of tarantula that are in China and Mexico, and I'm Mexican and Chinese. I feel numb right now. All too much to handle. What the fuck is even going on? Which way? Shakily, I point towards where the spider was crawling. Carl squints, then walks down the steps looking around. So I didn't get that he was arachnophobic during Leo's story because he's numb when he sees the tarantula in his nightmare. Like, he doesn't really react to it.
I don't actually remember.
Careful. He has a dream that he's on Leo's bed, but he can't move. And he sees a tarantula at the corner of his eye, and it's getting closer. But he never, he says that he's too numb to feel anything from the presence of the tarantula. Careful. It was It was really a blonde. There's not much to worry about. I hear they're actually pretty gentle. A blonde what?
A blonde tarantula.
I've
It's
never.
blonde
Let me
colored.
see. I've never actually.
I don't know if that's a specific name or if it's
Let's
just.
see.
I
We'll
know
look it
you
up
get
right
them
now.
in that color.
I wanna see. Oh, yeah, no. This is a very common species in Arizona. Oh, they're actually really pretty. They're like a Labrador brown or blonde, I should say. Yeah, no, they have this coloration, so they blend in with the
Oh my
sand.
goodness.
Yeah.
They're kind of cute and fuzzy.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I think it's the color though. The color makes me think like Labrador dog, and the fact that Carl says that they're gentle, it's just like, oh, really? Oh, look, this man's holding one and petting its head. That's adorable. Okay, enough spiders. I'm sorry, Matt. There's a reason why I picked the Sona. Actually, I even conditioned myself to lose my fear of them out of spite towards that friend. Because, I was more or less in the same boat with you. It's just like, oh, I'm not terrified of them, but I'd rather not be around them. And then after just like, no, fuck him. How dare he not be afraid of sharks? Well, you know what, Lewis? Fuck you. I'm not going to be afraid of spiders anymore.
Apparently, their bites are comparable to bee stings, and they make good pets, good beginner tarantula pets.
Oh, that's lovely.
And they can live like 15, 20 years, which is kind of crazy for a bug.
Oh, that is crazy for a bug. I gulp and I don't say anything. This reminds me, I love watching tarantula breeding fail videos. Yeah, they're hilarious. Because
talk about this a lot.
Yeah. I know I've talked about this a lot with you. I just think it's funny when someone invests so much in this process that could go wrong at any fucking moment. And then it does. And then they act like it's just like, no, how could this happen? And it's just like, are you really asking that question right now as a breeder of tarantulas? My head is pounding and buzzing, which for some reason doesn't exactly feel like it has anything to do with the adrenaline rush. It's more like a bad headache. Carl looks around a while and I focus on the steps, making sure nothing starts crawling up them. I feel so bad for Chase. It's funny because I thought about doing animatics of our characters, interacting with the story as it's happening, like Keith's videos with him and I forgot the goat girl's name, but when I'd I'd probably as like a character detail, maybe I'll have like Vault wearing a mask or something, or like a lot of clothing, and he has two of his arms hidden, so it's not noticeable that he's a anthropomorphic tarantula. I don't even care about the possible hobo anymore, so that's hilarious. It's just it's just the possibility that a very dangerous person in the house is gone now that Chase saw a tarantula in there. Finally, Call comes back looking confused. Well, there's nothing there. Sometimes I see shit when I'm really tired. When I go back upstairs, there's nothing there. That can't be happen. This can't be happening again. Okay. So 1 hour 52 minutes. I do think I want to end. Fuck. Should I keep going? Honestly, don't.
I want you to keep going.
All right, fine. Because I don't. I could start cleaning. Because I could mop on Friday, but if I want to, I could just mop at 2:00, and we have an hour
Hold on a
left.
moment. I gotta close the blinds and grab a snack. So
all right. So I'm gonna grab a snack. I think I'm good.
Snack break. Everyone go grab a snack, maybe. And
I'll get some water.
I will do the same. We will be right back.
I have returned. Can I be heard? Of course. Go listen to that for funsies.
I'm back. I guess we're still waiting on the other two. Let's see, what do I want to do right now? I'm going to click off the screen for the time being. What was I going to say? I wanted to try to find some Carl memes for the tweet and could not find a decent one. Actually, I couldn't find any. But oh, what was it? I was just like, it's Carl. I could use weed and food memes until eventually he gets his character development where it's just like, okay, I can no longer classify you by your one single trait. Well, there's a game I should probably start playing again. I don't know, what was that? That game is Bug Fables. I should probably try to start that up again. Only ever did one chapter of it. I'm still pissed about the fucking mantis. Oh, what the hell is this? Let's get a song going while we wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're still
I'm
waiting on
back.
Sandy.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna try to find a royalty-free song to play.
Why not play that one song that we were listening to?
The underwater song from Echo, or?
Yeah, that's a good song.
Right. I forgot what it was called.
Deadly Beauty, or something like that.
Deadly Beauty. That's what it was called. There we go. And I figured I'd grab a snack of this fruit salad my aunt made a while ago. It's the ambrosia. I got the nuts, the marshmallows, and the fruits.
Ooh, yummy. I got myself some bread with cheese.
Actually, Matt, I've been meaning to ask you, what kind of Latino or Hispanic are you?
In what way, manner, shape, or form?
Well, like, where are your family roots at? Like, mine's are in Mexico, Nicaragua, and apparently Shanghai, China.
I am a mutt. So.
Oh, really?
Basically. My dad is Mexican, my mom is Salvadorian, my grandmother is Guatemalan. And
oh, wow.
I think one of my grandfathers is just plain white.
Let me be right back. My Carl jacket got here. let me loop this. Wait, I can't fucking loop it here? Well, that's some bullshit. Well, whatever, I'll just rewind it then. Be right back, I'm gonna go grab Yay!
Okie dokie.
It fit me perfectly. Oh, it's perfect.
Mhm.
Where's my headset? So it should fit me perfectly. I definitely really like the way it looks. And I also have a so like when I had like my old Sonas, I loved having them wear blue and yellow. Those were like my favorites. That was like my favorite color palette for them to wear clothing wise. I did eventually grow out of it by the time I made Vault, because I was just like, oh well, I'm kind of bored of it, and it feels like, you know, that was a past version of me. So now I just wear whatever. Let me see. Damn it, I can't like loop this. This is dumb. Anyway.
Is that a Sydney?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So, while you were gone, I got me some fruit salad, and then I my jacket came in.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I can't wait to put it on. Okay, so let's pause that. Back to the game. Whew, okay. Oh wait, wrong scene. There we go. Okay, I open my eyes slowly. The pressure in my head tells me I didn't get nearly enough sleep. Not really a surprise considering we were both up until 3. And our own ghost adventure a few hours later didn't help things. I hear the doorbell and realize that that's what had woken me up. Groaning, I reach under my pillow and feel around for a few seconds before I find my phone. The lump that is Carl under the blankets near my feet doesn't even budge. That was the cool thing about having Carl as a roommate. He slept like a fucking rock. I did pretty much anything I wanted to and didn't have to worry about him reporting me to a PA. Even something like jerking off. Jesus Christ, Chase. That only happened a few times, though. The rabbit I'm rooming with now is a different story. Again, the doorbell. I glance on my phone 10 a.m. I also noticed I have 5 texts and 2 calls.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh my god, how is this going to appear to them when he answers the door?
On the way to Carl's house for a surprise party. Make sure you're ready. Hello? Sounds like the reverse of a... This sounds like the reverse of a surprise party. I look down and the nudge from part of Carl with my nudge Carl with part of my foot. Judging by the thickness and consistency, I'm pretty sure it's his ass. He grunts. What? I think someone's at the door. He doesn't say anything for a few seconds later. His guttural snores start up again. This time I really dig my foot and he yelps, Yodley sitting up so fast his horns bang against the wall. Oh, that's a thing I want to consider. How the fuck does he sleep with those things? I bet they have special pillows.
I saw a post about that recently.
I think I did too.
After somebody questioning it, like, how does it work?
He squints against the sunlight pouring in between the blinds, which turns his emerald green eyes into an almost mint green. His eyes... Oh, he raised up a paw to block the light and looks at me frowning. What the hell was that? The doorbell goes off again. Door. Carl blinks at me and then slumps back down on his pillow, waving a paw lazily in the air. Let it ring, they'll go away eventually. Huh? Are you sure? He flops his paw around again, solicitor trusts me. They see this house and make a beeline. No one else visits. I start looking back down on my phone. Oh look, Leo texted me. That's probably him at the door. I guess my tone of surprise was a little too fake because Carl sits up and eyes me suspiciously. Well, you can go ahead and answer it. You're not allowed to touch... Oh, you're allowed to touch my door. I sigh a little harder this time. Damn it, Carl, fine. They're planning a surprise birthday party for you so you can go down there and answer the door and act surprised. What? Carl's not just confused. He looks at me genuinely upset. He leans into the corner and pulls up a blanket like he's prepping to ward off a boogeyman. My birthday isn't until next month. I paused watching him. I know, but we didn't have much to do, so Leo thought and slide the bed off. Let's hurry up before Jenna breaks in.
That's right. That's
Come on, I'll go down with you. Carl covers his face and rubs hard. The short fur on his muzzle bristling out in little spikes around his fingers. I just wanted to relax today, you know? Isn't that every day for you? I laugh. Well, I laugh to lighten the jab, but Carl just frowns. Well, Not with you.
Oh.
Aw. Right, well, starting to wonder if all the isolation has worsened Carl's issues, if he really has gotten the help he needs. That all of this hiding out just blanketed the problem and let it fester underneath. We can relax. We're all friends here, Carl. Come on. Pick up his clothes left on the floor from yesterday and toss them at him. I'm at least relieved to see him putting them on, even if it's reluctant. Phone buzzes a few more times, but I ignore it patiently and wait for Carl to finish getting dressed. I think this will be a lot of fun.
Oh,
He doesn't
dear.
say anything as he slowly rolls off the bed and pulls on his shorts. Surprise! Happy not really your
really.
I love it.
Happy not really your birthday, bitch.
I wish I had that
God.
birthday meme. So you're just gonna come on my birthday with a birthday present on my birthday?
Oh my god, that fucking skit. I
fucking love that skit. Happy birthday, bitch! So I open the door, a blast of confetti hits my face with a loud pop that leaves my ears ringing. TJ, not in the TJ, not in the face.
God.
I hope that's foreshadowing of his performance.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
God.
Sorry.
Oh,
If anything, I would have expected Flynn to do that on purpose. Slowly pull the papery strings of confetti off around my ears, and the smell of fireworks stings my nose. I actually like that smell.
Where the fuck's Carl?
I look behind me and step over to the side a bit, revealing Carl, who's got his arms folded tightly, head dipped. I think I didn't answer the door, huh? Happy birthday.
No, it's him. You get out of here.
Leo bustles in carrying 2 bags. Jenna follows carrying a medium-sized cylindrical cake covered with white frosting. Carl perks up a bit when he sees this. His long ears bouncing. Yeah, come on, man. They're here for you. Hey, is that red velvet? Oh, is that his favorite? Yeah, Flynn says it's your favorite. Store made, though. I would have made it myself if Leo had warned us in advance.
Hey,
Yeah,
I just came up with this like 2 days ago.
I wonder if Chase not being around Leo's keeping the embrace in check.
Probably.
Let's see, hold on. Let me grab another spoon of this Roja.
We hungry in this bitch.
Flynn engages Carl with some fake punches while Leo sets the bags down on the table before turning to me with his voice low.
Just so you know, your gift is a horn band.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everything's all right with Flynn. I mean, Will glances over the lizard, in the corner with his mouth up to his ear. Yeah,
I think so.
Huh.
It'll take a bit of time for him to settle down, but he's already sort of apologized while you were gone.
Huh. I hate seeing him with that fucking bracelet.
So that's the start, at least, yeah?
Exhale. Okay. Carl, where are your plates? They're, the cupboard second drawer over. A door over. Well, that Flynn's not shoving him around. Carl's standing awkwardly next to the table, paws fidgeting. So why are we doing this? It's not until next month. Leo shrugs, frowning. We just wanted
to do something, really. I mean, there's not much to do, you know?
You have candles anywhere, Carl? No, I don't think so.
What's up, man? Haven't had your morning joint yet? Lighten up.
And snatches up one of Carl's horns and wobbles his head around. Oh, it's something Flynn did to Carl a lot. The taboo act of grabbing someone's horns almost makes me gasp out loud. So apparently that's a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. I think he's just too... He's not awake yet. Carl shoves Flynn off and smooths his beanie down. Oh, that's a beanie? I thought it was a bandana this whole time. I guess I'll have to skip the candles. I told you we should have bought some, Leo. Leo throws his arms out in a shrug. He does that a lot.
What? Sue me if I thought they'd have everything we needed in this mansion. No kidding. You know how the places you haven't been to since you were a little look smaller when you visit as an adult?
DJ's eyes scan the tall ceiling.
This place still just looks giant.
Sure, Tej. Carl hops out of breath. Why don't you guys tell me? I still need to take a shower.
Quit being a pussy. You always smell like skunk. Now eat some cake.
He's not smiling, and I'm getting really concerned. Flynn grabs the knife while Jenna sets out the plates. The frosting is so thick it practically absorbs the knife. I haven't had cake for breakfast since, like, your last birthday party, Carl. I didn't say anything, instead sitting at the end of the table, paws in his pockets.
You guys sure slept in. What were you doing all night?
I'll wait to see if Carl's going to say anything when it's clear he isn't, was it? All the typos here drive me crazy. That he isn't going to chime in. Video games, mostly, and a movie.
Fun. It's something we could all have done together, though.
Wow.
Maybe for people who who don't have a job to go to the next day.
I don't think that was a personal dig at Carl, but I don't miss the downward flick of his ears. Then pops a thick slice of cake under Carl's plate with an inch-deep frosting making a splatting sound.
Maybe we should just stick a doobie in there and light it, huh?
Oh my god, Flynn. Carl, who had perked up at the side of the cake, shrinks back down with a frown.
Just a small slice, please.
This feels wrong. Flynn's eyes TJ holding out his plate and positions the knife.
Smaller, please.
Oh my god, loosen up.
Loosen up. You're on vacation.
Oh, I found out TJ has a gluten intolerance, which is why he didn't want bread on his sandwiches. That he just does the lettuce. Is this like you, Sandy?
No.
Flying starts. Nah, only one connection. I have too many with him already. Flynn starts cutting the slice even bigger than Carl's was. Hey! Flynn! She does it quietly, but the chill in her voice is clear, and so the fact that things aren't completely okay. Flynn grunts and then cuts the cake again, this time with a slice that's just an inch wide. Good?
Good? Yeah, that's fine. Thanks.
And he moves away to sit down, and the warm glow of our little get-together chills, but Leo chips in with a laugh.
Make sure Chase gets a real big chunk. He's getting way too skinny.
Oh god, this all feels forced. I feel so bad for Carl right now. I don't argue, and Flynn slaps down a larger piece of my plate. A little notch in the center where he tried to cut TJ's. How big is this cake? I sit down in the vacant seat next to Carl, where he's resting a cheek in his paw, methodically shoveling the cake into his maw. Everything okay? Oh yeah, everything's good. Right! My stupid ass. I forgot he has social anxiety. Even if these are his friends, it's still gonna act up.
Yeah.
I'm about to ask more, but Flynn points across the table at us. Hey, Leo, want to tell
them what we saw on the way here?
Oh no. Did they see Janice?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Oh god, no. Leo inquisitively, and even Carl's ears perk up a little bit. What? Leo presses his lips like he's trying to decide whether or not to tell us.
Now might not be the best time.
Then rolls his eyes.
Screw it. You know Janice.
Oh, jeez.
The waitress?
Yeah, the meth that one at the diner. Come on, Flynn. Well, anyway, we were driving up Main Street towards the field. You know, the rusted barbed wire and stuff.
He's just hiding his face upon as he stares down hard at this cake. Uh-huh.
Well, when we turned around the bend, we saw Janice.
He keeps pausing for effect, and it's getting annoying. Okay, what happened?
Well, she was all crouched over, staring at the road, and Leo starts driving up to her. I thought she was having, like, a heart attack or something. Yeah, well, as we got closer, we saw that her pants were down.
I recoil a little, not having expected that at all. What?
Yeah, and when we pulled up next to her, she just grinned at us and then...
And starts out a laugh covering her face like he still can't believe what happened.
Can we please not talk about this? It just makes me feel awful.
What? Well, she, yeah, now you're regretting telling the story, aren't you, Flynn? It's unusual to see Flynn at a loss of words.
Well, she just started pissing.
What? Why?
I don't know. She just smiled at us and started pissing. Heard it first. Then looked down and saw it. Then Leo hit the gas.
1-6 back down with the story, not exactly looking pleased with himself. I furrowed my brow in confusion. Janice? She was one of the more well-adjusted people living in this town. Leo lets out a cough through the awkward silence.
I'm still trying to figure out what exactly happened. Like maybe we witnessed something. Either way, she seemed fine a few days ago. Well, now I have more reason to never go into that diner again.
Sit here awkwardly. I notice Carl is staring down at the now empty plate. I still can't figure out why Carl's being so quiet, but I see an opportunity to get him to talk and change the subject.
Oh.
Hey, didn't we have some weird stuff happen, Carl? Carl looks up at me. Huh? You know the sounds we were hearing? Oh, yeah.
What kind of sounds?
Like bumping sounds and voices.
That sounds creepy.
Yeah, and Carl just charged down there like he wasn't even scared.
That seems dangerous.
Carl finally gives a little smile. Well, having a hard head can make it act crazy sometimes.
Oh, did you find anything?
No, we're not sure what it was.
I'd watch out. Sounds like you got a pair of hobos banging out in your basement.
Oh,
Always
crap,
the
accidentally
hobos.
clicked off. As we eat, Jenna leans over and starts pulling out presents out of one of the bags. Sorry, Carl, we didn't even have the time to wrap these up. It's fine. Well, I guess she's not super dialogue heavy, so I could keep reading her. She pulls out a comic book from TJ, a poster from Leo, and a manga from herself. I know you hate these things, but I think you should give it a chance. I'll take a look, thanks. And then this horn band from Chase. She pulls out an orange and black band from the bag. The colors of my school, Carl's former school. Oh. It seems to be struggling to find something to say. Thanks, I didn't know people still wore these. Suddenly shifts again the counter, realizing that he had to explain my present.
Well, they were making a comeback. We saw a couple rams and then a stag that had like 5 of them on.
Paul glances at me, and I can tell he probably knows I didn't get it for him. Only because of the university logo and because we'd made fun of them together a few years about how bro-y they were. It's fine, you can wear it ironically. I don't know if I should feel embarrassed or not, but my cheeks burn anyway. I promised myself to get him something thoughtful the next time we go to Peyton.
Yeah, well, here's mine.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Reaches into his pocket and pulls out something small hidden from his paw. He hands it to Carl and looks confused for a second before his expression turns into one of interest. Wow. It's a small metal rectangular box with 2 sharp joints jutting out the top.
Joints, you mean points?
Oh, points. I thought he got him a weed box.
Oh my god.
Points. Okay, I lean in close and realize those parts are horns, and there's a complex, elegant design of a ram's face etched into the front of the box. Carl presses a thumb against one of the horns and pushes it. The top flicks up and over, and that's when I realize it's a lighter.
Saw it when I was over on the reservation. Made me think of you.
That's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
He reaches out and traces the fingers along the horns and clicks it back shut. Thanks, Flynn.
Yeah, now you'll look like a badass when you decide to get blazed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
TJ, what did you do?
We all jump and look at TJ, who's looking at the floor, his plate gone from the table. Flynn starts to laugh but catches himself. Don't worry about it. They probably got 100 of those plates. Carl, where's your room? He doesn't say anything. And we look at where Carl had been sitting a few seconds before, but he's gone, and so is another portion of the cake. Oh, where'd he go? That fast, huh? Hey,
check between the walls and the fridge. I think that's where I remember seeing it.
He gets down on his knees and starts picking up the larger pieces. I look back at Carl's spot and then go upstairs. I'll be right back. Bathroom. I'm not sure why the deck is the first place I look, but it's where I find them. I watch him through the paneled curtains for a moment. He's sitting on the little swing set, facing out the glaringly bright desert. There's an empty plate with a fork next to him. He's also toying with the lighter Flynn gave him, flipping it open and closed a few times and holding it up to light. Smoke wafts up from his lap where I assume he's holding a joint. Quietly, I slide open the glass door and step out into the wooden balcony. The deck is, of course, nice and big, stretching around half the house. I see Carl's long ears twitching at the sound, and he lowers the lighter down into his lap, but doesn't turn around. Hey. He doesn't turn around and then smiles. Shit, I thought you were Leo or something. I never know what to think whenever I hear this song now.
Look, you hated Intimate and all those songs, and then it grew on you. Okay.
No, it's not that I don't like this song. It's just that it played a lot when we met Kudzu. And what happened there, we ended up dating him. But this also played when we were at the mall. It's played in all kinds of, like, places. So this is probably just the song that they use. But, like, I always think, like, this song means something. What's happening? I think it's a story beat. Would that have been a bad thing? I'll look around and then just decide to sit next to him on the swing. He just have to pull me back. He just have to pull me back to the party. I look over at him. He's looking down at his lighter, turning it over, and his paws, the hoof portions of his fingers making clacking sounds against the metal. That actually sounds really cool. This thing's always fascinated me. It seems like they should be, they should make holding things more difficult, but he managed just fine. Are you okay? Carl huffs out a chuckle and leans his head back against the cushion, backing of the seat. That's a great question. Everyone's always asking me. Ah, shit, hold on, I clicked on something. There we go. He just seemed really uptight is all. Carl's demeanor's a lot more relaxed now, obviously. As if to emphasize that, he takes another hit from his joint and holds his breath for a moment and then lets it out. The pungent smell envelops me.
Ugh.
I just don't like being... Yeah, no, it's not a good smell. I fucking hate it. Which is why I vape or eat it, because I don't have to deal with that smell. I don't like being around so many people. You know that. Well, yeah, but you were fine around them these past few days. Carl rubbed his forehead with the paw holding the joint, using his palm. Yeah, well, I guess things weren't about me then. Just felt a little bit put on the spot. He coughs. That shit gets me nervous. Like, can't we just hang out and not make it about me? I don't say anything, annoyed again that I just can't grasp what he means. Am I making you nervous? Carl finally does look at me with his massive horse swinging towards me. No, you never do, Chase. I do look at that point, almost feeling self-conscious at the way he opened up to me. Thanks for trying to get me to talk earlier. This makes me feel guilty, though, the way people try to include me in things and I just disappoint them. You just don't really force me into shit. Everyone feels like they need to do something. Or was it like I need to do something? Why can't I just decide that for myself? I push against the ground, making the swing sway a little, trying to think of the right thing to say. I mean, it's good to do stuff, right? You can't just sit around doing nothing forever. I guess. It's just that I worry enough about it myself. I don't need other people doing it for me. I lean back in the swing for a bit, looking out over the desert. And I'm hungry. Wish they'd brought more cake with me. Not enough incentive to go back in? Not yet. I can go get you some. He smirks at me. You one of those fat fetishes just feeding me garbage so my moves get bigger? You don't have moves. You don't have moves. I've felt them. Yeah, I can keep your paws. Oh my god. Keep your paws off me. You have a thing for my fat ass? I look him over as if setting his figure. Hey. Covers his chest. Well, I do actually like bigger guys, and there's nothing wrong with extra weight, especially if it's carried well. I mean, that's generally my opinion on big guys. Well, big people in general. I do like thick women too. He looks at me expectantly. I need to. Where the hell is my DPI on this thing? Yeah, it's too high. No wonder. Okay, I should now stop clicking off screen. He looks at me expectantly. Which you do. Sweet, you know, you seem like you'd be a pretty dope boyfriend. Just give me cake all day and then get off on the results.
Oh my fucking god.
I do like the jokes with this joke flirting, because earlier I was just all like, I don't know if you're joking or not, but this does feel like a funny conversation. Actually, I think I've had a similar conversation with a straight friend before. About to shoot back. Well, just, you know, he was just dialing me like, oh, what kind of dudes you into? And it's just like, I mean, I had just been bi for like a while. I mean, I'd always been bi, but I had just come to terms with it and really started exploring it. So I was just like, man, I don't fucking know. I know that I've had time to explore it. It's just like, I want them to tell it.
But your heart's come by for you.
Incredibly, it is a double-edged sword. But I mean, I appreciate beauty in all forms. So, you know, certain features can carry a person's appearance. I'm about to shoot back with something snarky when a stumbling figure catches my eye. Out on the sun-baked asphalt of the road in front of Carl's house, I see a thin figure. A weasel? I think it's running up the road. Starts panting, pauses on his knees before he looks over his shoulder again. Whole body slumps. Then, like, the air's gone out of him, like he's given up on something. He turns around to look back on the road, up on the road. It's far away, but even from here, I can tell that he's talking. Carl looks over at my silence, then down at the road where I'm looking. Is that Duke? Yeah, that's him. Must be on something. He usually is. Finally turns around and starts to cower, his paws up in surrender. His lips are still moving rapidly, reminding me of someone who's trying to say as much as they can before something cuts them off. What do you think? I trail off as Duke suddenly whips his head around to look up at us and start pointing up at our balcony. Uh-oh. Let's hope the doors are locked. Carl's chuckling, obviously finding the whole thing hilarious, but I'm a bit more on edge. I don't really feel like he's high. Duke's movements are a lot more focused and more precise, like he's all there. And for some reason, it feels like he's looking directly at me. I furrow my brow, watching as the wheel turns towards us, sticking his foot up to take a step. The sound of the sliding glass door wrenching open makes me jump out of my skin. What the hell are you guys doing? Jenna marches around, swinging to set a stand in front of us, paws on her hips. Well, what's up, Jenna? Carl leans back in the swing, elbows over the back, smiling. The fox's eyes narrow as she sees the joint. Did you forget whose party this was for? Carl shrugs and rubs his forehead again. Leo, I'm guessing? No, we spent all day yesterday getting this ready for you, Leo especially. Now, get back downstairs and have your party. Carl sits calmly for a moment and glances at me. No, I don't think I will. He's not smiling anymore. His expressionless head turning back towards Jenna, but his eyes are wandering off the side, looking at the sky. Why not? Because I didn't fucking ask for it. I pretend to look at my phone. At a party? I'm sorry, we're trying to be thoughtful, Carl. Maybe we should just forget you next time, huh? Jenna, it's okay. We're just hanging out. He ignores me. I see the skin inside Carl's ears, around his nose turning red. Since he was a kid, Carl didn't deal well with conflict. Usually running away the first chance he got. No, this was for Leo. I just don't understand why we couldn't do something that didn't involve... Sorry, Carl, but that's life. Sometimes you have to come out of your room. Sometimes you have to be the center of attention, and sometimes, God forbid, you have to talk to people. Well, what if I just want to stay here and hide? Who gives a fuck? The look on Jenna's face is approaching contempt. Are you kidding me? This is difficult for you? Jenna. Again, she ignores me. I might as well be talking to a statue, or maybe I'm the statue that she isn't paying attention to? I feel like something must have happened downstairs. This isn't like her. You don't realize how good you have it. Oh, okay. See, I didn't think anything could get to her. But then again, maybe this is just Echo planting seeds in her right now. Or maybe they're starting to take root.
Wasn't her family kind of rough? Am I misremembering that?
No, yeah, no, they were drug addicts. So they were probably poor. I didn't realize how good you have it. I never took her as someone to compare her struggles to other people, though, but maybe that's something she does. I've been guilty of that a few times myself.
Yeah.
I never realized how good you have it, Carl. Oh, I never realized how good you have it, Carl. If you ever had a taste of what I went through, I could practically feel the heat radiating off Carl's body as he looks down at his love. You know, Jenna, you told me that you were going into trying to get a degree in experimental psych, and one thing that you're never supposed to do with people who have traumas is compare traumas. He looks down at his lap. Are you blaming me for that? His voice breaks. We all have our problems. Easier than others. Oh my god, Flynn was right about her too.
Yeah, I told you.
Flynn is right about everything.
Yeah. Carl glares trying to be angry, but I can tell it's not working. You don't know what kind of shit I have to deal with. Like being rich? No, it's like myself. Oh, terrible. The one thing I have full control over. No, that's not fucking fair. The quiver in Carl's voice doesn't exactly sound convincing, and the pot doesn't seem to be helping as I can see his fingers shaking, just like life. Carl's face is bewildered. What the fuck did I do to you, Jenna? Did I say something wrong earlier? Out of habit, he lifts the joint to his muzzle with his shaking fingers and then flinches as Jenna steps forward. I guess he thought she was gonna slap him or something, but instead she reaches forward and plucks the joint from his grasp. She probably doesn't like seeing him smoke because of her family's history with drugs. Right before flinging it back into his face, it hits him on the nose and Carl flinches again. Without a word, Jenna spins on her heel and opens the door harder than she did the first time. I'm stunned. I haven't seen Jenna that angry since she was in middle school, and definitely never at Carl. Carl doesn't say anything, rubbing his nose, leaning back into the seat. Instead of his ears are still flushed a deep red. What was that? I don't know. Something must have happened. That wasn't Jenna. I'll ask Leo about it later. Do anything, did I? I shrug. No words come to mind. We sit in silence a while, listening to the train horns. Looking down, I see the joint is still smoking up from the planks off the floor.
Train horns?
I lean over to pick it up before holding it out to Carl. What was that, Sandy?
They mentioned train horns. They heard train horns. They were listening to the horns of trains, which is kind of an important point, I think. Because that only gets brought up later. Like They talk about not thinking that there are any trains on that line. So they're kind of just not acknowledging that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
it's like it's foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing, basically.
Yeah, but Leo and I'm sure Leo's house sounds like it's closer to the tracks than it was for Carl. He takes it and looks for a second. Raising his paw, he raises and takes the track before flicking it off the side of the balcony. He lets his head sag, his big horns dipping towards the floor as he closes his eyes. Slowly, I put my arm around his shoulders. He leans into me and doesn't pull away. Aww.
He didn't do anything wrong.
No, he didn't. But now I'm wondering if, because in Leo's route, Leo was the one that took like the hit from the hysteria. As you know, it started peaking and whatnot. And no, Jenna is more rational minded than this. I think the hysteria is starting to get to her. Which makes me wonder if she's gonna be the hysteria victim in this route. The one that like it gets really into her. Because boy howdy, it got really into Leo.
Yeah.
It sure did.
So it's over with Leo, huh? I'll raise his controller like he's gonna help. Like it's gonna help him avoid my 3-spike throw almost knocking over his beer bottle. It hits him anyway and he gives it a little grunt of annoyance. I grunt and consider letting up on him because he's clearly drunk. Seems that way. He hasn't really talked to me since I got here. Leave out the part that's probably my fault. I lets out a little sound as I punch his character as if he were the one getting punched instead. I do that a lot in games.
Me too.
Oh, that sucks. Does it suck? He's looking at me intently he's looking intently at the screen. So I get the feeling he's not paying full attention because it's getting easier and easier to nail his character with my combos. I don't really know yet. It's been 3 years. Maybe it just hasn't kicked in yet. It takes a long time to kick in for you. But Tanya dumped me. I felt like I couldn't get out of bed for a week. Oh God, I remember that back in high school when we were both 16. Didn't she get you in the pot? Carl lets out a snort again as I flip kick his demon character in the chin. Yep, thanks Satan for that. I don't know how else I would have gotten over her. Anyway, not to be a dick, but you're better for it. He surprises me with the spin kick that sends my angel wolf character flying across the screen. Focus back on the game and throw a barrage of punches in his demon character's face, sending blood splashing onto the screen. Oh? Well, you know, it's hard to talk to you and Leo when you guys are being all lovey and shit. Swords are mushy, starting to bleed into one another. Oh, he's drunk, that's right. Character throws a flaming spear at my angel, which I easily deflect with my shimmering shield. I extend my wings and swoop in a throw my lightning bolts. Well, you know, I want to make a fighting game joke, but honestly, it sounds like they're playing like one of the Toho fighting games.
Yeah.
Well, you know, no one really tried to talk to us when we were together. It was like we were making you guys uncomfortable. Watch this demon fly into the air, surrounded by the glowing white circle. Looking over, I see Carl frowning. No, I don't think so. Demon spreads his own much spikier wings and hovers up in a circle. He goes up into the sky, and a red lightning bolt slams into my character. You guys were just kind of self-absorbed. You didn't call me once after you guys started dating. I always think Carl never liked conflict. That sentence carried a lot of weight and a lot of years behind it. Not about to argue with him though, especially after what happened with Jenna. That lightning bolt was it for my wolf angel, and his demon flies up in the screen and flips us off as winner is displayed. Oh, there was college. Carl stretches back into the giant beanbag chair we're sitting on. I don't remember much of college anymore. Lays back in the chair and looks over at me. By the way, I have a job interview on Friday. My eyes widen. Don't act so surprised, asshole. He hangs on the last words with a lisp. You're drunk, but that's awesome. Where at? A print shop to be a production assistant. Well, that sounds decent. Yeah, parents told me they'd buy me a car and get me there. It's in Peyton, of course. And anyway, Flynn told me he'd give me a ride there for the interview. But since you're here, he gives me a lazy sidelong glance. Well, I usually wouldn't have an issue with it. The thought of how hard I'd been procrastinating my school project started to make my stomach turn. But hey, how often will I get to hang out with Carl when the break is over? I'd love to take him. You know, we were gonna go out and do stuff tomorrow. Why don't we change your look? Get you new clothes or something for that interview. He keeps smiling. Sounds great. What's it like kissing a dude? That was fucking great. What? You know, is it more like he wiggles his paws uselessly in the air? I don't know. You kissed a girl, right? Samantha, right? I think so, but that was like 7th grade. So was it different? I laugh at him again. I'm pretty sure it's just like kissing a girl, man. Are you sure? You sure? I feel like kissing different species would be even more different. Maybe. I've always sort of wanted to know what it's like. Wow, what is going on here?
I wonder.
Usually I'm all... So there's this scenario in gay porn that comes up like this, and they call it straight play. And... usually I'm kind of all for it because of the whole thing where it's just like watching someone slowly relinquish control and immerse themselves in ecstasy and pleasure. Usually I can get that kind of reaction from that particular subgenre. And yeah, more often than not, it's either gay dudes acting or dudes that are like gay for pay. But like, because I have a ridiculously easier time immersing myself in in a character when I'm watching a movie or playing a game. Like when we got to that part right here, you know, it's just like, oh, this is awkward, and I'm not sure if I want to be the one to show you. He says it slowly, deliberately, trying not to trip his words. But he's also drunk, so this would be a bad idea. This is not true consent. Yeah? Say it even slower because I think I know what Carl's getting at. I can see how guys can be sexy. Carl, are you coming out to me? He rolls over onto his stomach, facing me fully now. I mean, he gives off pansexual vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good question. Maybe we can answer it. I'm a little buzzed, but not drunk. Are you asking if you can kiss me? He's easily through lidded eyes, looking ready to fall asleep. Only if you want to. I'd been asked to be the experiment for a few guys in the past in college, and I always said no, but Carl... yeah, no, is drunk. I should let him. God damn it. Because I like indulging in this shit, but also like he's drunk.
He came to you. You're not really forcing yourself onto him.
He's still drunk though.
Yeah.
I'm saving this. Fuck, I feel the narrator from Monster Road Trip calling me out again. There was one event where it's just all like they have 3 rooms on. Which one you gonna pick? And I'm like, I'll pick the one with the single bed. And he's just like, you horny fuck. and then I edited that and put one of Corey's sonas on it because Corey's our asexual friend who gets to kink shame all of us because he's asexual. Fuck, I don't know if I want to indulge in this.
It's up to you.
You're the one playing.
I am. I'm gonna let myself be weak momentarily.
Okay.
If you want. Carl's eyes widen slightly. Then he slowly gets on his hands and knees and calls towards me. I was gonna stand up, but it looks like he wants to do this on the beanbag. I lean back in the bag, sinking in a bit more. Carl kneels at my feet, looking unsure. Is this right? Yeah. Do you want me to stop before I know what he's called? Oh, Jesus. Before I know he's called on top of me, his presence is heavy and warm, and I lean back, feeling myself get hard despite the awkwardness of it all. God damn it. He looks, I mean, it's just a kiss, right?
It's just a kiss.
Okay, he looks
it
down
started
at me.
with a kiss. How did it
end up like this? He looks down at me and said, "Oh God, isn't that the line for Leo's path?" He looks down at me into my eyes, and I feel myself blush. Sorry, is this okay? Yeah, it's fine. He leans down, pauses, and leans in all the way, and I feel his soft, wide muzzle against mine. At the same time, I feel one of his paws slide behind my head. It's different than kissing Leo or Samantha way back in middle school, because Carl's muzzle is big and more blunt. His lips are softer and more malleable. It covers the entire... Oh, Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
It covers the entire front of my muzzle. His beard tickles my neck and cheeks. I expected him to pull back quickly, but he doesn't. Keeping his paw behind my bed, pressing deeper into the kiss. Jesus, Carl. His other paw holds onto my upper arm. He's supposed to be drunk. How does he have this much control over his body? I open my eyes and see that his are closed. He hunches over me closer. I feel myself start to respond, reaching up to wrap my arms around his broad back. He huffs in response, and then I feel his lips part and his tongue flicks against my lips. I start to open them, and that's when I feel the beanbag shift, and Carl slides... Carl slides to the side. Somehow he managed to slip and fall the lovely beanbag with his mouth sliding softly off mine as he slumps down on top of me. Aw, that's actually really cute. Aw. You know, it's a moment of vulnerability. Even if nothing happens out of this, you know, sometimes we have those moments of vulnerability and we just need a little something to help realign ourselves. I let out a grunt as his weight comes to the rest of my chest. He chuckles and I can feel the spasms all the way through my own body. Oops. I laugh too, then wait a while, but he doesn't move. Carl, you can get off now. He doesn't say anything. I'm about to say something else, and when I hear a deep snore right next to my ear, Carl? He responds with another guttural snore. This is like my favorite picture now.
Yeah.
It's just really, it's really cute. Even, like I said, even if nothing happens, this is still a cute moment. I shift under him for the first time, realizing how actually fucking heavy he is. It's not exactly a bad feeling. His presence is enveloping and warm, and the beanbag under me is offering enough cushion that I'm not getting crushed. The snoring isn't bad either. It's almost comforting. His breath tickles the hairs inside my ear.
I love when people snore.
I don't. I actually think it's one of the worst annoying sounds I've heard in my life.
It is. I hate it.
And
I don't mind lumberjacks. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. God, and then I feel bad too because it's like, God, how do you make this work if you don't like snoring, but also your partner doesn't and you snore? I want to believe I don't snore if I sleep on my side, but like the jury's still out on that because I've never slept on my side in the presence of someone else.
I've had to deal too much with my dad.
That reminds me of a time where I was on VRC and I passed out, and my friend messaged me later because they were with me. And they're like, "Oh, dude, we were watching that movie. You passed out." I started snoring and I started blushing. Like, wait, what I did? Because I'm not. I've never heard that I snored before.
Yeah, no, I know for a fact
like,
I do.
I have no idea.
And at first, when you started to fucking snore, I'm just turning redder.
You were like, on fucking logs, homie. His big belly scratches up against my torso like a warm sandbag.
Oh, Lord.
Eyes are heavy and slowly I wrap my arms around his back. I haven't had someone to sleep with in years, and now I realize how much I miss the feeling. Till I dim the lights and Carl's room fades out as I fall asleep to his comforting rhythmic snores. That was nice.
It was nice. Yeah.
Is he gonna remember it the next day though?
Oh.
A dream sequence?
What's happening?
Oh my God! Is that little TJ?
Happening?
It's TJ with his little. Oh no! It's awful. It's cute and I love it, but I also hate it because it's TJ. Damn it! Oh God, he hasn't changed much. I heave for breath as I chase TJ down the dusty street, trying not to pop the water balloon that I'm holding with my claws.
You always chase me.
He's running again, but I don't care. He's always the funniest one to hit. His crazy speed made it all the more rewarding. Even though he's a grade lower, he could outrun me easily. I can still keep up with him though, since he's running around houses and mailboxes. My 4th grade brain is easily able to figure out ways to cut him off. It's not long before I have him backed up against the back of the Benelli's trailer home. He does a stupid dance where he's running back and forth, covering his head. His poor child.
Bullying a child.
I have a feeling his parents neglect him. I stick my tongue out the side of my muzzle, following him back and forth with the balloon I have cooked behind my head. Hold still. No.
No.
Finally, he's back, and I know this is gonna end fucking terribly because it's Echo. This is what happens. He finally curls up into a ball against the house, crouching in the dirt in his blue swim trunks. Oh, he's in swimwear. Boy, you ain't got nothing. You have nothing to complain about. You getting this balloon? I stop. No, it's not fun if you're not gonna try to run. He looks at me between his fingers. You always throw it too hard. Well, he darts to the right, but I'm ready, hurling the balloon right at his back. It doesn't explode though. Instead, oh, that always hurts. He gets his spotted back with a wet slap. Ah!
Ow.
He skids to a stop and immediately bends and scoops up the. Oh!
You reap what you sow.
Gonna get how the tables have turned. Uh-oh. Oh man, this is really cute. I start jogging backwards as TJ heaves back the balloon, but I don't have anything to worry about. His excitement, he grips the balloon too hard, and I can see how his claw dimple the rubber before it explodes mid-throw. The water, okay, that's actually still pretty cool though. The water showers his head, and dust kicks up as the dark spots speckle on the ground, just like his fur, I think. He gasps the way cats do when they get any water on him, and I point and laugh. Okay, so he popped it. I can tell he's deciding whether or not to sulk and cry and hold my breath because I don't want the game to end. I think I win him over because he smiles and starts to laugh too.
That always happens to me.
Oh my God, no. I never want to say anything bad about you ever again, TJ. I'm so fucking sorry. Well, don't hold it so hard.
I wasn't.
Yeah, you were. I saw when TJ's perk, and he looks over towards the front of the house. What? But then I hear it too. Doing with those water balloons. Uh-oh. Don't touch me. I'm not touching you. Just give me the fucking balloons. Clint and Jeremy. Carl had always followed us, and they saw him out the window. He gets dropped on to my feet, and I feel like I'm gonna pee myself. He covers his mouth, and I see tears starting to brim his eyes. I think fast. Go run and get Leo. He can help. Before I know it, TJ's going across the backyards of the houses up to the block where Leo's filling water balloons. At least that's where I hope he's going. Slowly, I pad around the house, peeking around the corner of the front yard. Oh my god, look at his little hoodie with the holes and the buckles with the horns.
Yeah.
Carl's standing with his fist clenched, staring hard, trying to look defiant, but I can tell he's terrified. Multicolored water balloons are scattered around his hooves. He must have been carrying them all in his white tank top. He always wore a shirt when he did water games. Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. Who's Jeremy? We know Clint, but we don't know Jeremy. Jeremy laughs stupidly at Clint and bends down to pick up a water balloon. Clint starts circling around Carl, and the ram follows him with the nostrils flaring. As he looks the other way, Jeremy throws the water balloon right in Carl's face. Following the smack of rubber and the muzzle balloon explodes, showering all three of them in water. Carl whimpers and covers his face. I grip the side of the house knowing I should do something, but my legs aren't moving. Leave me alone. Carl's doing a good job of not crying, but he's about to. Yeah, we're just playing. Clint leans down to pick up another water balloon. Then Carl makes a break for it, dodging the bent over Clint towards Clint towards the street. Clint's too fast though, and the ring-tailed cat instantly reaches out and catches Carl by one of his horns. He rides him for a second, jumping on Carl's back before using his long tail to trip the ram up. Carl lands on his stomach with a loud grunt as Clint sits on his back holding onto his horns. Oh. Well, you're grabbing his horns. You're the cunt here, Clint. Clint grabs both of Carl's horns and leans back so far I think I could hear his spine cracking. Carl screams in pain and reaches for his horns with a face pointed to the sky, and I can see tears rolling down his face now. The one eye I can see is open, and I think he sees me, but my legs still won't move.
Hey,
Leo jogs up the street looking right at Clint. Theo sneers, but drops Carl back to the ground and stands up as Leo gets closer. You're still getting it wrong, Carl. Fuck you up, Beaner. Clint's wary, his casual demeanor more tense now that Leo's here. With a sigh of relief, Carl sits up and quickly rubs his face before standing and running back to the street, his hooves clapping loudly all the way. God, he looks cute too, but also like, I know what you become! Leo doesn't even look at him, his eyes on Clint. I said, what do you want? You no understand? Honestly, Leo might have not understood. He'd only been here less than a year. Oh, so he's still learning English. Is he from Argentina or El Salvador? I can't remember.
Ecuador?
Oh, maybe Ecuador.
Yeah,
it's Ecuador or El Salvador.
The man speaks Spanish only.
Leo doesn't say anything.
I think because they mentioned the war about the football war, and I think.
Oh yeah, that lasted 100 hours. Anyway, so Leo doesn't say anything as Joe working, and I wonder if he's
Honduras or El Salvador.
Okay.
So not Ecuador, but it's nearby, so
he might be Salvadorian. I know he's one of those Central America countries. Or South. No, that's Central. Anyway, Leo doesn't say anything as Joe working, and I wonder if he's imagining chewing on Clint's neck. Freaking crazy. Let's go, Jeremy. Clint is afraid of Leo, and he'd left us alone ever since the wolf had moved in, at least for the most part. Even though they're both 13, Leo is a head taller and almost twice as wide.
Leave them alone.
Clint stops. What?
Leave them alone forever.
Clint looks hesitant, obviously not wanting to stay, but unable to leave now that Leo had thrown out a challenge. Not in front of Jeremy. Or what?
Or
thinks for a second.
It's not good for you. Painful.
I've been paying attention to Jeremy, but I see a sudden movement from behind Leo and then another smack and a splash. Leo arches his back, hissing at the pain from how hard Jeremy had thrown it. The wolf rolls around, one paw rubbing his back as he snarls at Jeremy, who points and laughs. That's Mexican Jeremy! He doesn't see Clint running at the... Oh no, was that Jeremy or Clint? Yeah, it was Jeremy. He doesn't see Clint running from behind. Leo! I yelp out his name, and he does turn around only to catch a sucker punch right in the stomach. And hear the thud going through the air, going out of him all the way there. Leo stumbles back and stops with his paws and knees, gasping. I wince and cover my eyes, only to pull them back down immediately and see Jeremy leaping on Leo from behind, biting his ear. This game is in pain, but immediately twists and slams his knee into Jeremy's crotch. Jeremy lets go and lets out his own scream, which Leo puts an end to when he grabs the fox and swings him around by the shirt. Jeremy's forward momentum is brought to a halt as he slams headfirst into an oak tree. He goes down. Then scared, his eyes wide as he looks from Leo to Jeremy to the front door. Leo doesn't give him a chance, though, running toward and hitting him the tackle that sends both of them to the ground. I think I hear Clint start to beg, but Leo's fists start raining down on his face. Now I can hear their crunchy, blushy thuds as punch after punch hits Clint's face. And I can hear Leo too.
¿Quieres pelear? No me jodas.
The sound Clint makes go from snarling, screaming to gurgling, and I cover my ears because it sounds so terrible. Again, I feel like I should stop this. Leo looks like he's in a trance, and he's now focused on hurting Clint. But again, I'm too terrified. I run in the direction Carl went. I need to tell him I'm sorry, that I should have helped him out somehow, but that I was too scared. Even though the road doesn't lead to his house, I somehow get there. Oh, this isn't just a memory anymore. Now it is. I feel like it is starting to warp into a dream. The sky is red and orange, even though it was noon just a few minutes ago. For some reason, Carl's house is bigger, much bigger than it should be. The architecture is pointier, different. I walk around it slowly looking for Carl. Looking down, I see hoof prints. They're too big to be Carl's, but I follow them anyway. They lead around the back of the house, right up to a wooden set of cellar doors. I reach out to them, even though I feel something terrible welling up inside my stomach. I pull on them, but they're stuck as if welded shut somehow. A window well next to the doors draws my attention, and I get down on my knees, then on my stomach as I look intently through the window. There are clear little spots of glass, little paw prints breaking through the layer of old dust. Paw prints of children. The room is almost pitch black, but the red light behind me illuminates some of the cement on the ground through the windows. Behind the paw prints, I see something long and spindly crawl across the ground. I catch a break from the fucking spiders. I don't know where I am at first as I open my eyes, but I dimmed the Lucha Lobo lamp. What? But the Lucha Lobo lamp tells me. Laying there for a while, I realize that Carl's no longer on top of me. My face fur is a little wet and my nose is stuffy. I look around thinking that Carl probably went back to his bed, but he's not there either. He must be getting a drink or something. A dull, far-off thud makes me open my eyes again. I listen carefully, starting to worry that the sound came from downstairs. Again, I hear it and it makes me jump this time. Shit, is it happening again? I hear a voice coming from the same area directly below me. It's a lot more muffled, but I can still tell it's a voice muttering and cursing. Carl? My voice sounds weak and wobbly in the heavy silence of the dark house. The scuffling sounds below me stop for a second, though, and then start up again, more vigorous now. Slowly I sit up, listening to the whispering and thumping beneath me. My mind flashes to Duke, the weasel's foot forward, his eyes locked on me. Finally, the anxiety gets to me, and I stand up, walking as quietly as I can from the room into the hallway. The kitchen is dark, and I move over to the front door to check and see if it's locked. It is. So I move over to the stairs and look down into the inky blackness, almost afraid to turn on the lights. Things jumps out at me when I do, but the light is actually making me more afraid, knowing it'll light up anything that's down there. I move down the stairs quietly as I can, every creak making my fur bristle. The scraping sound is louder now, and so is the voice. I'm almost positive it's Carl, but I can't be sure. I call out his name again, but it's almost a whisper in my throat. I clasp my paws together against my chest, flicking to each doorway as I slowly move down the hall, not wanting Carl to get the jump on me. When I finally get into the crawl space door, I can pick up a rhythmic thumping along with the scrapes, and the muttering is much clearer now, buried inside. Help. I shiver. Carl, this isn't funny. Again, my voice is weak and unconvincing. He probably didn't even hear me. Another thump against the shakes of the house, and I jump. What the hell is he doing? Is it even Carl? Did whoever is down there murder him, and now he's in the process of burying the body? The fear is too much, and I know I have to open the door now and put an end to this stupid prank, or I'm gonna call 911 and make everything worse. Each step I take towards the doors, it feels like the air gets more electrified. The charge making my fur stand on end all over my body. As soon as I touch the tiny knob to the door and start to pull it open, though, the sound stops. I freeze, listening hard and feeling that whatever is down there is doing the exact same thing. Then I hear a series of thuds as whatever it is runs at the door. I fall back and can't help myself from shrieking, landing on my ass, scooting backwards with my paws and feet. The door flies open and face to face with a dusty Carl. Carl, what the fuck? I scream at him with my chest heaving as I clutch it, like about to have a heart attack. He looks confused, looking around, and then back at me, breathing hard himself. I wait, but he doesn't say anything. There's white dust all over his horns and on his shoulders. Just what? Yell at him again and he jumps, and I feel bad if I'd feel bad if I wasn't freaked out. I sleepwalk sometimes, okay? I debate whether or not to accept that as an answer, but he looks confused enough that it just might be true. Scared the shit out of me. Carl moves out of the crawl space, leaning over to the brush off his head. He scared the shit out of me. I know where I was. I slowly get to my feet, still breathing heavily. What is that stuff? What are you doing in there? Just dust. It's dirty down there. And I feel like he's leaving stuff out. I try to look past him into the crawl space, but he closes the door. Come on, I need to smoke after that. I stand back to let him pass, tempted to open the door again. He grabs my arm when he sees me looking, though. Seriously, dude, let's go. I don't really want to be alone in this house right now, please. I look at him and I can tell he's definitely freaked out. I would be too if I woke up in that crawl space. Yeah, let's go. Suddenly I feel him looking back at the door before flicking off the light. Oh, poor guy. Okay, it's been 3 hours. I'm gonna save here.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, wait, okay. Just making sure I didn't skip a line of dialogue. Alright, let's save. And then I want to see how this scenario plays out, but I'll do that later. Let's quit. And then scene ending soon. Alright. We're getting the call route started, y'all. Although, what day is it now? It's Thursday?
Thursday.
He did say this one was shorter, so maybe we'll finish it by like the next stream or the one after. Yeah, Leo was my fucking parts. And granted, I did go off on tangents every so often, but like, boy howdy, that one was a very long path. So, alright, let's see. I'd like to thank everyone for joining me, especially you two. Thanks again. I do appreciate doing these streams with you two. What was I gonna say? Because I don't know what my schedule is like this week, and I never know if I'm gonna have the energy to stream when I get home after work. So, not sure what I want to stream. Maybe on Friday I might want to do Breath of the Wild if you're gonna be at work. Please don't call out if you're feeling fine. Also, be sure to get a doctor's note, because now they want a doctor's note if you miss 2 days. Or more than 2 days.
More than 2 days. Alright, I should be fine.
Because that's what they called me when I had the fever. Anyway, If you like what you saw, be sure to give me a follow. I am a variety streamer. I play all kinds of different games, and who knows, maybe one day I'll finish one of them. And until the next stream, remember to stay healthy and stay hydrated. Laters.